Okay, you guys. I wanted to talk about switched it up to boy moms from hell. Okay, so that'll be the topic that we'll talk about instead. Poor London Thomas, a 17-year-old girl that lost her life because of a male-centered mammy mother and also a psychotic black son that has probably been raised to be an entitled, violent psychopath that thinks the center of the world revolves around him due to his mother's behavior and treatment of him. So that's what I wanted to talk about. They are both in jail right now. The mother has, I think, a $5 million bail, and the son is not eligible for bail at all. So, you guys. Wanted to talk about this topic today. And, if you are a mother to a boy specifically, and maybe a boy is all you have, it is your duty as a mother to make sure that you raise your son to be a normal human being. And I'm not saying that people's kids can't turn out bad no matter how good they're raised, but I really do think that a lot of these black mothers that raise these particular type of sons are not even trying. Because a lot of black men aren't going to encourage them to be better. They're going to encourage them, oh, go ahead and you can treat these women however you would like. So if they get that entitlement from the men in their community and the elder black men, and then they come home and their mother's a pick me that centers them as well, what do you think that is going to do when they go out in the world? What do you think is going to happen? So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And it's crazy because there's so much violence going on right now with black men and black boys that they're, and I've noticed that a lot of times with this, excuse me, what I've noticed a lot of times with this, this violence, a lot of it is being directed strictly towards black women. She was missing for, I think, like 7 months, 6 or 7 months. Yep. And you know what? I think there was another one too, who, the mother, but I want to say that mother was Hispanic. She looked more on maybe an Afro-Latino side though, to be honest. She had her son go into Home Depot and unalive a young black woman for supposedly giving him an STD when it was actually him. He got the STD from cheating. He didn't get the STD from the girl that he unalived. And his mother went there, drove him there, was encouraging him to unalive the girl. I remember talking to the girl that got unalived, her sister, on the live. She came up on the live because we were talking about it. And she came up and it was real bad because she was saying that the lady was smiling in her face and stuff like that and acting like she was sorry. And she didn't know what happened, knowing that she encouraged, all of this stuff to go on. Or what? Because it was a few stories that I talked about when I talked about black femicide, where the people's family had come up on the live and said something, and talked about it. It was really sad. Let's see here. Pudding, you said your sons are 24 and 26. They don't date. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this whole idea of so many black women because they don't and this take don't take any offense to this, but I really do mean it. It's black women that don't have a man, that want a man, but have changed that have committed like this emotional schmincest with their sons and use them as pseudo husbands or pseudo boyfriends, which is really gross. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's where a lot of this type of stuff comes from, because as a mother, how can you help your son cover up or involved in the strangulation of a girl that's not even 18 years old and put her body in a plastic tub and have somebody deliver it and drop it off into whatever, woods or whatever, as if she's just trash and nothing. You know what I mean? Disgusting. Let's see here. That's what I'm saying. I'm calling 911. Let's see here. Natural Lee, you said your friend's mom told her just yesterday that she felt like she is taking her son from her. Weird. 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 Yes, Natural Lee says that you just watched his interrogation. He was 23 and she was only 17. Yes, I know that she was 17 and he was a lot older than her. And I want to know, why would anybody's parents let a 17-year-old date a 23-year-old man? It's already something wrong with him off the rip for that. You know? Super villain, you said even the ones with a husband, your child's grandmother is like that. See? Glory M, you said this isn't the first boy mom involved in a criminal case. Does anyone remember the Home Depot case? Yes, Gloria, right before you came up here, I just mentioned the Home Depot case. I just mentioned it. I did. I just mentioned it. So you must have just got here. Yeah, I just mentioned it. Because like I said, the girl who got unalived, her sister, came in my life when I was talking about that case when it happened. Go ahead, supervillain.
Yeah, hey Trent. I just wanted to say really quickly, and this is what I've been talking about when I say like pick meism goes outside of just romantic relationship. Definitely with family, it could be boy moms, it could be sisters muling for brothers or uncles, just the muling for men at the detriment of other women and children. And I just wanted to say really quickly, like now being an adult, I understand. I had an aunt that was like a mother figure to me, and she never liked I don't know how to say it without sounding ghetto. She never liked my daughter's grandmother on her father's side because she always said how they didn't know I was sneaking around at the time with my boyfriend, but being that the mother knew, she said, what kind of grown woman with good intentions for me would allow me to like sleep in her house and stay over the night and things like that. And that's another way I just want to say to the young women how, sorry, that's my nephew in the background, how pick meism comes through. Because someone's own daughter, they wouldn't want to be up in a boy's house overnight and doing things like that. But allowing someone else's daughter to come in and do that for your son, that's just another way of showing pick meism. So I just want to throw that example out there as well. That's what leads to eventually helping your son hide a body. And the way that they just discard black women and girls like pieces of trash, it really, I mean, these shits be hurting my feelings. I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm an OG, but this is the type of stuff that make me cry because, I mean, this is somebody's child. This is a person who had their life ahead of them. I don't know what could possibly go on that you feel like you had to take her life away instead of just walking away. But this is the stuff that really, really hurts me, Trey. I'm a yield there.
I got you, sis, and I totally understand. I feel the same way. It's really sad. Let me go up here to the next person. Zealous Saint.
What's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Um, you know, it's definitely want to say my condolences to the victim. Um, but yeah, this mother definitely loved her son very much. To the point where she definitely wanted to protect him and help, um, and help him get away with that. That's what people do when they really love you. They ride with you, right or wrong.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like that's love. I feel like love would be for her to turn him in. You know what I mean? And get him the help that he needs in the penal system. I definitely don't think that it's love. And I think that her poor parenting is probably the reason why he's a murderer, because of that entitlement and just sticking by somebody. Because sometimes you're not supposed to stick by your kids. You're not supposed to stick by people when they do certain things, and this is definitely one of those times for sure. But I don't believe what she's showing him is love, maybe obsession, but
It's
love,
love.
I don't think
It's
so.
love for sure.
It's
It's love.
definitely not love. She doesn't love her son at all. But
Nah, she definitely loves her son. Very much.
she doesn't. And the fact that you're up here trying to call this love means that you're probably the type of man that would choke up a chick and put her in a plastic bin too. You have a great day. You're a
No.
psychopath. Yeah, you're a nut. You're a nut. Get the help that you need. And if your mother loves you like this, please drop your name and the state that you live in the chat so that I can go ahead and report you to the proper authorities. You're a lunatic. Let me block you. Get out of here.
But
And
you see how like single mothers staying and being there for their sons, they don't call that love. They'll blame a single mother for anything. But a mother helping covering up that heinous crime. Oh yeah, my mama loved me. Like I don't get these guys. They're ridiculous.
I'm gonna tell you what, girl. If there was a mother, right, and she had a daughter, and her daughter had been toe tagging Negroes that for like 6 months, there was like three of them. They discarded their bodies all over town. I can guarantee you that it wouldn't be love if something was happening to black men or black boys. But now all of a sudden it's love because it's happening to a black girl. That's really what's tea. That's really what it was, because it's love only because she's defending her buckyhead son. I can guarantee you if she had a daughter that was 23 and was having smacks with a 17-year-old boy and unalived them, she would have been all type of predators. Why in the world are you preying on this man, this young boy that is underage? Why? And then you unalive him. You guys are the scum of the earth. It's always love when it comes to somebody allowing somebody to harm a black woman or a black girl. You know what I'm saying? Got the nerve to call himself a zealous saint. Zealous lunatic is more like it. Zealous psychopath. Like, it's just crazy. And this like lack of like care for black women and black girls that black men have is the reason why I will never publicly say anything in defense of them. Like when I have seen horrible things happen at the hands of cops, things that are unfair, things that I could use my platform to speak out about, and I will never do it. Never. I used to go to rallies and protests for black men. I will never do it ever again, because that is unfortunately, I really do feel like that is what the collective of black men will do when it comes to black women and black girls. They won't say nothing. They won't do nothing. They don't care. He got up here talking about some love. That's love. Boy, if you don't get your goofy butt out of here, like for real. For real. They be making me so mad, and it's really not funny. And the thing about it is that you already know I knew once I heard he was a black man, I knew he was gonna say something stupid. Like I already knew. But like I said, sometimes I just let them up here just for entertainment purposes. Just for y'all to, like, you know what I'm saying, be entertained or whatever. But I already knew. I already knew. Like, I already knew. I already knew. So I don't want anyone to think that I didn't know. I knew he was gonna say something stupid. Let's see here. Somebody in the comments said, I went to school with him. He always liked young girls. That's disgusting. And I'm so sorry to hear that you had to see all this go on, Jordy Mo. Zora, it just has you on the thinking. Are you there? Okay, it's got you there. You have something to say, Zora?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Zora. Good morning, Jordy.
Good morning. I was just gonna say she texted me because me and her got
I don't have much to say because Jordy's up here to share their story, but I will say that
me
it
and
wouldn't
her.
be love if his girlfriend cheated on him.
Oh,
Oh, let
just
me go
one
mute.
second, Zora. Yeah,
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead, Jordy. I just was let Jordy tell the story. Go ahead.
What I know of, I always went to school with him, so he always liked the younger girls. He always had like his friends going to younger school games. Like if we were in high school, he would go to middle school games. He just liked the younger females. And from what I know of from her, I went to school with her also because I'm in her age group, and my older sibling is in his age group. He's like 23. She's 17 now, but she's been messing with him since she was 15. And what she told me before this happened, like earlier this year, it was like in February, she was on Instagram, like posting videos like he beat my ass and he got me pregnant. Now he's cheating on me. Like she just went on a rampage on Instagram. That's how we kind of got cool too after we went to school with each other. And then the same day she went missing, she texted me at 3 a.m. That's how I found out she actually was missing from her people because I actually had texted them about it. And then her location was at an abandoned school out in Inkster, and they originally found her body at Southfield. So everybody around us, we kind of had put the pieces together, which was kind of odd before the police did because they wasn't trying to charge his mom at first. So yeah,
All right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for sharing, Jordy.
of course.
I think that that's a I think this just really sad. And I think it's sad that he was preying on young girls and just like Zora said in the comments, abusing young girls. And I think it's good that we use terminology like, not trying to be funny or anything, but instead of like liking young girls, like abusing young girls, because that way, we know the violence of actually what he was doing and that it's wrong. So that type of behavior can be shamed. You know what I'm saying? And somebody in the comments, Maya, Jordy's in the same age category. So that's probably why she's wording it that way. Go ahead, Zora. You had something to say, sis?
Oh, we're now on the story, but I was gonna say good morning. By the way, I don't know if you heard me say that.
Yeah, good morning, sis.
I was gonna say that he wouldn't have been. First of all, his name is Zealous. Somebody named him. Somebody didn't love him at birth. Let's just go ahead and say that. Um, and the second part is, well, I forgot you like when people don't talk about names, but come on now, Zealous. Um, and then the second part is that if his girlfriend, the one who was up here talking about, oh, that is love. If his girlfriend cheated on him or took his money or any of that kind of stuff, you think he would be up here talking about, well, I'm staying with her because that's love. Because love is when you stay even if someone's wrong. Or if you, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, so your definition of love don't extend to how you treat women, quote unquote, who have wronged you. But anyway, you already addressed it and we was on the story, so.
Yeah, girl, I don't know why he said that. Do you know that I really feel like it's so many like men that are walking around here that are like they're not living in reality, like they're like mentally insane. Like it's actually disturbing to me. Like he actually thought what he was saying was like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just it's like I don't know. I guess it's arrogant to assume that everybody is supposed to think like you or believe like you, but it's just certain things I would just feel like it would just be like it should be normal human nature to think. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Are they normal? Are they human? Are they natural?
I mean, yeah.
Needs answer. But no, I'm just I'm saying that I hear what you're saying, but it's almost like he's telling it from a spell point of view, not necessarily even what he believes. Because he would not be saying that if to your point, if there was a woman who was unaliving BOK men boys, right? And he also wouldn't be doing it, practicing that form of quote unquote love, if somebody he felt a woman wronged him. That wouldn't be his definition of love. Oh yeah, she cheated on me with 6 different guys. Oh yeah, okay, but I love her, so whether right or wrong, because that's what he said. Love makes you do things to people whether they're right or wrong. So I'm saying he's a hypocrite. But it benefits him. He only talking about, okay, he's the son in the scenario. So of course he gonna name it as love because he wants somebody to do it for him. They're so manipulative. It's crazy. And he gonna try to argue you down so that we all can stay deluded that we're supposed to do these kind of things for our sons, brothers, fathers, uncles, cousins, random BOK men we don't even know. It's a spell, people.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. You know, that, like I said, that what you said, that right there is the reason why I backed away from publicly supporting black men or anything and I don't even mean publicly supporting black men. I mean, you know, seeing something that is horrible that happened to a black man that anybody can objectively say, wow, that's horrible. That's not right. That needs to stop. That's why I stopped doing that stuff. Like ever speaking about it, because it's just too many of them that feel like black women and black girls are barely human and are not worth anything. And anybody can do anything to us and there's always an excuse to be made, but then want, you know, somebody to do everything for them. And like the guy that was up here said, to do anything wrong or right, they can go and unalive the whole gang of people, and we're supposed to still be like, yes, I'll go ahead and risk my freedom to protect you and all this other stuff. Let's see here. Naturally, you said you really believe that. Believe what? Oh no, you that was part of another comment. Okay. You said this mentality reminds me of the CK. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree. I get what you're saying. Naturally, I do. I don't know. Like I said, like, you know, the reason why I don't know how to put it into words is that there is a dynamic in the black community of, like, honestly, and I see it a lot, and I don't just see it with black men either, where black women and black girls literally are looked at as subhuman and as having less worth than the men in our community, even though the men in our community have done nothing to elicit this pedestal status that they have. They've done nothing to deserve it. But for some reason, it's like when you see a black man lose their life, it's the end of the world. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If somebody does something and it's unfair, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's so terrible. We need to go in the streets and wail and thrash around and tear up our clothes and all of those things. But if something happens to a black girl, it's like, what did she do? Huh? And that right there is the reason why I will no longer ever say anything in defense of them, even if something was wrong that happened that I can see that was wrong. And the fact that women also participate in this is sick and twisted to me. And Gray, you said, why are y'all lying? Get up here and tell me what I lied about. Pookie. What did I say that was a lie?
You said everybody treats black women as like inferior or something.
I said that people don't care about black women losing their life and they don't talk about it the same way that when they talk about police brutality, no one talks about police
Yeah,
brutality
that's
from
a
a
lie.
don't
That's
do
a
that.
lie.
Don't do that. I was talking. Nobody talks about police brutality from a black female lens. They talk about it from a black male lens. So once again, tell me what proof you have that I'm wrong, other than you just saying it. Go ahead.
Do you know the name Sandra Bland? Oh, dummy. That's one just off the
Okay,
top of my
so do
head.
I know? Wait a minute. Do I know the name Sandra Bland, or do I know the name of Sandra Bland plus 50 black men on top of that? How many other women can you say besides Sandra Bland? So let me
That's one
dismantle your
woman. I
point.
can name
Tell
a
me
whole
somebody
lot.
else. Name me 5 women right now.
Kanika
5 women.
Jenkins, that's 2 right there. I'm playing Madden right now. I can't
Okay,
do
no.
that right now,
Give
but
me 2 more besides that.
I can't even
I
name
know
you
you
no black
can't. I
men
know you. I know you
besides
can't.
George
I
Floyd.
know you can't. I know you can't because there's a difference. I know you can't.
Why,
I know
bro?
you
Why
can't.
are you reaching?
I
Are
can't.
we
I'm
not
not
all black?
reaching. You're
Are
reaching.
we not all black?
You're reaching. No, we're not all
Are we
black.
not all black?
We're not all black. There are black men and
What?
black women. We're not the same. But
Oh
once
yeah, look at
again,
that pretty young
you know what?
nigga.
Exactly. This is my fault for allowing a Pookie and an ignorant Negro up here. Get
Stupid
out of
ass
here.
bitch. Shut
Get
up.
out of here. Get out of here,
Shut
Lane.
up, bitch.
You a
Shut up,
bitch.
bitch.
You a
You's a
bitch. You shut
bitch.
up, bitch.
Look at
Bitch.
you getting
Bitch.
down on my level.
Bitch. 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 Like y'all use that like that's supposed to mean something. It's crazy to me that y'all do this. Like I really want y'all to know what exactly does that mean in the scheme of things. Hold on. Let me go ahead and put the picture that I had back up. Let me just say this. The reason why I engage with him like that is for this reason, and this reason only. Number one, I really want y'all to understand that because you guys are Neanderthals, beasts, unintelligent animals, I really think that y'all feel like the fact that y'all call a woman a bitch is just like the end all be all thing. It doesn't mean anything. I could say things that accurately apply to you. You know what I'm saying? That will actually be more hurtful than you calling me a bitch. And let me just go ahead and do it. I'll do it so that you can get a lesson. Hold on. Okay. You are an uneducated statistic right here. You are imitating a gesture that you have seen of another Pookie, another uneducated criminalistic man, which lets me know that you have been brainwashed by the most worst elements of black culture. You just mentioned that you were playing Madden and it is early in the morning on a Tuesday, which lets me know that you are an uneducated, broke Pookie with nothing better to do. You're not nowhere getting an education. You're not nowhere working. You're not nowhere building anything. You're over there playing on a console early in the morning, just like the bandit that you look like and that you are. You couldn't discuss anything that I said on an intellectual level, so you had to reduce yourself to calling me a bitch. You told me that it's not the same in the difference of who is talked about when it comes to police brutality, yet you could only list 2 black women. But if it was the same, you would be able to list a lot more. You get what I'm saying? You are a loser, you are a lame, and you will forever be that. And I really want you to know that. And the least of my concern is a person that is literally a degenerate and the scum of society calling me a bitch. Like, I really need y'all to understand that for me to ever care about what you're saying, I would have to respect you as an individual, and I don't. Why would I respect somebody who took a picture of themselves looking ashy, dehydrated, broke, and bummy? Huh? Ask yourself that. Okay? And that's all I have to say. You get out of here. Good day, good day, good day. Really, honestly, good day. Good day. Good day. Oh my goodness. Goodbye. I'm blocking you too. Get out of here. All right, let me go up here to uh it's just ridiculous. Like I really just don't even know what to say. The fact that this man named two black women and he only named the second black woman as like a, you know what I'm saying? And he said, did y'all say that he said Kanika Jenkins? The woman that is he talking about the woman that unfortunately was found in the freezer?
Yes.
That's not even police brutality. So once again, he was only able to name one black woman. You see what I'm saying? Now he proved my point. He proved exactly what I was trying to say. And did the point of what I'm saying is that most black men that come on these apps are unregulated, emotionally unregulated animals. Because how often have you guys seen that come in my lives that these black men, the first thing that they want to call you if they don't agree with you is a bitch. And the reason why is because they have no type of intellect to even have a conversation with you. So when you're talking to a animal, of course he's gonna say he's gonna do animal things. Like I have a dog, right? I love my dog. She's 4 years old. She's a mini schnoodle. She's a tiny little thing. She's great. But the only thing that she wants to do all day is sleep, play, go for walks, eat, and cuddle up with me. That's the only thing her day consists of. If you try to talk to her about anything else, if I tried to talk to her about the budget or what Trump has got going on, she's going to look at me like, because she doesn't know what I'm talking about. And that's the exact same thing dealing with a lot of these black men, is that talking to them is essentially talking to an animal, because they do not understand anything out of make baby mamas, smoke, smoke, roll up, roll up, roll up, drink, 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 play the game, try to figure out how to be a homosexual and manipulate women out of the draws. Huh, 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 huh. That's the only thing they can think of to do, because they are actually literally just as animalistic as my dog that's right now sleeping on her dog bed. And that actually is very sad. And like I said before, I can tell you how many times I've called a black man a bitch on this live. None, because I disagree with what he said, or I did never. And now I might have called a black man a bitch in response to him calling me a bitch. But other than that, I haven't done that. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to let him know, even though he probably didn't understand, how stupid that is. You see us going back and forth, bitch, 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 bitch. That's just so low vibrational and unintelligent. It just, I don't know. I don't know. Let me just chill. Let me chill. Let me chill. Zora, did you have something to say, sis? And then I'm gonna go up there to Gabrielle.
I'm good, yo.
Bro, I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's just crazy. Like, I really wish they would understand that if you're gonna say something, like, bitches got to be, y'all, these knickknacks have been calling women bitches at least since, you know, they've been doing it in gangster rap. That was the first time that I feel like actually degrading black women was popularized. That's been going on since the 80s. You know, since I was probably like 1 or 2. So my thing is like, what are we really doing here, bro? Like, you calling me a bitch is really, you know what? Dismantle what I said. Dismantle my points. Tell me to prove to me that I'm wrong. That would be way more powerful than you calling me a bitch.
But
If I tell you something, you
he
know?
came up here to prove that BOK men love BOK women. That's the thing. But he lost the plot. You took a detour.
Oh my goodness, it just don't make no sense. Like, this is a cheat code, right? To any black man that may be listening to this. If you want to do something that has an impact on me, debunk me. Dismantle my perspective and my point, but you'll never do it, because I'm right about that and I'm right about y'all. But anyway, let me just keep going. Go ahead, Gabrielle. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, hey Triggered, good morning. I was looking at the story that you have screenshot here, and to me it's just an example of that. For every, like, terrible male, there's almost always, some pick me standing behind him and supporting him. Like, this man's mother did not have a problem with, like, a 17-year-old girl being unalived and, like, hiding her body. And it's just stories like this. Like, this is why I've said in so many lives that I don't think that male-centered women can be reached. And I get that everyone's not going to agree with that, and that's fine. But just for me, it's just that we see in so many of these stories, like this guy whose mother helped him unalive and hide the body of a 17-year-old. There was another story, I think earlier this year, of this man who went to jail for a bunch of, like, SA crimes, and his mother, I guess, was rallying to get him out or whatever. And then she got him out, and he came to stay with her. I think he either unalived her or SA'd her, his own mom. But it's just, for me, it's the part where even in that case, like, that man committing SA crimes, like, his mom was still standing behind him. And a lot of times that grace given to males is not given to their daughters. Like, these are oftentimes, this, like, pick-me's are like oftentimes ones who will help their sons, put a 17-year-old girl's body inside of a plastic bin. But then if their daughter is, like, gets pregnant, they'll throw her out of the house. They'll let creepy male relatives come over. And it's just stuff like this. Like, even the guy who came up here, the way he was talking, stuff like this is why I really do not care about males' issues as a collective, because in a lot of these cases, they talk about, like, police brutality or whatever other issues are, but they don't care about women's issues. They don't care about these things when they impact women. They make fun of women and girls who are victims, but they expect us to give them all of this grace. And I mean, time and time again, we see it. I mean, this, even in this story, like, this mother was not willing to hold her son to account for unaliving, a 17-year-old girl, which is a child. It's just, unfortunately, I'm not surprised, but this is just for me why I always say that pygmies, male-centered women, they really are just as dangerous as the males. And I really do think in 2025, being in proximity to those women is just as dangerous as, being in proximity to, misogynistic males. But I'll land there for now.
All right. I got you, Gabrielle. I just wanted to say, because somebody in the comments was saying like boy moms are dangerous or moms that have boys. I just want to say, there are some boy moms that definitely are dangerous, but I don't want to alienate all mothers that have sons, because there are some mothers that don't do that. And once again, I always like to reiterate this. I have no stake in this game. I have 2 daughters. I don't have any boys. So I'm just saying that just for, our sisters that do have sons that are not doing that. I just don't want them to feel alienated. We know that it's not every boy mom, just for clarification. And then the last thing I want to say, and I'm gonna go up there to Coach T, is that somebody in the comments was talking about James Baldwin. I find James Baldwin to be very hypocritical. And I think that he is exactly, he is the type of black man that is like a Dr. Umar, in my opinion, that says things but doesn't live that way. You can't have all of these books where you talk about, the black experience and how white tea people have did this and that, and then get your booty banged out by white tea men. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Not trying to be funny. I think that that's very weird. And, when you look at like the self-hatred of like black men that choose to date like non-black women and white tea women, the same, that thing is very obvious even in, I don't know if the proper term, I guess, queer men. Because have you ever seen so many black men, like the guy that he did Empire and Star, I forgot his name now, him like kind of exclusively almost messing with white tea men, Don Lemon, and a whole host of other ones as well. That ideology is just so prevalent in black men in general. But yeah, once you're calling yourself some type of black freedom fighter, or you're talking about black people's issues as a black man, but you are sleeping white tea, whether you're sleeping with a white tea man or a white tea woman, I automatically don't agree. I don't listen to nothing that you have to say, because how do you not have enough, take enough self-inventory to realize that you are actually the caricature that you're speaking of? You get what I'm saying? But anyway, let me go up here to Coach T. Go ahead, Coach T.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, sis.
You know what's so funny about this is that I watched a news briefing of the story you was talking about yesterday with the 5-month-old who was taken away from her family by that man. And this video popped up, and something in me was like, don't watch that because you're gonna get aggravated. And so I didn't watch it. So I'm really not familiar with the story. So can you give me a brief rundown of like what happened? Like who was this? Was this like his girlfriend? Was this like a family member? Like how did
Um,
they even know each other? What happened?
yes. One of the victim's friends came up here, like maybe like 10 minutes ago.
Oh
She
man.
was 17 and the guy was 23, and he
Oh
apparently
brother.
has a reputation for preying on young girls that are underage. And he apparently, strangled this young woman. And the girl that was up here, that was her friend, she said that she had been posting that he had been beating on her, and he had impregnated her and did a whole bunch of stuff to her. So when I
Mm,
looked up articles, I couldn't find out if the mother actually participated in the unaliving of this young woman, but she definitely helped cover it up. Now, they're both being charged with unaliving, second degree unaliving. So
hmm
I'm not quite for sure if the mother had an actual hand in the actual unaliving or not. But if you look at let me show you guys. Hold on. Shoot. I don't know. No, I'm sorry, I'm choosing all the wrong pictures. I wanted to show y'all a picture of, oh, here it goes. Hold on. Let's see, just a second. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, I wanted to show you so that you guys could get a better look at the mother and the son. I mean, the son clearly looks like a degenerate psychopath. Like he looks like
Clearly.
he has no soul at all. And so does the
Mm-hmm.
mother. So the proof is in the pudding. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. 23. Yes, he
That's
looks about
gross.
35. He was about 35. You don't look 23 to me.
You know who he look like, and that's probably mean for me to say. He looks like the tap dancer who was in Waiting to Exhale, the one Gloria neighbor. What's his name? Is it Gregory Hines? Is that his name?
Yes, yes.
He kind of looked like Gregory Hines' evil twin.
Who maybe like an
Evil
ugly
Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines with like some type of nutritional deficiency. Man.
Absolutely a vitamin D deficiency. Them
Gregory
circles is
Hines
dark.
ghost.
Oh
The
my
ghost of
goodness.
Gregory Hines.
His
Lord have mercy.
You got bars, Dora. You on red. So you breaking
Yeah,
up.
because I my mom liked Gregory Hines when I was growing up. I'm like, bro, I jeez Louise. Yeah, because
But
bless his yeah. But you know what? I wonder if we can talk about if you guys can tell me what y'all think. Why do you because somebody in the comments said that he looks like a zombie. I think that was Kia Love, and he definitely
mm-hmm.
does. What do you think is causing these
Walking
black
DEAD.
mothers? Like, what do you think that these what's causing these black mothers to raise these sons that look like they have no soul? Like they're completely empty in the inside. What do y'all think?
I think that as a mother to a son, hey, Mrs. Jim Him, hey, ladies in the chat. I think that is something that as a mother who has a son with like a learning disability, I think that all males have intellectual deficiencies in some way or another, just in terms of like whether it's an issue with school learning or just like soft skills. Like boys, I noticed that it, like even with my son having a learning issue in school, he has an issue like with soft skills too, like like having conversations with people or like expressing himself or learning like just learning how to interact and communicate with people, which is something that is always seen as like more feminine, being social and those things. I think that is something that is innate for men to struggle with because they have I don't think that they have the brain capacity that we have when it comes to like language expression, like how we can express how we feel. Like we'll get aggravated and we just start going off on somebody and the words just come out. And for boys and men, it's not just that they're socialized not to do that. I really don't think they have the stuff like the biological capacity to do it in a way where it's like natural and it's fluid, whereas we have the natural and the fluidity and we work at it and we build that skill and that muscle. So for a lot of mothers with sons, they'll do this thing where they'll compensate for their son's deficiency. So instead of teaching him how to handle or deal with his emotions, she will do the regulating for him. She'll make all of these accommodations that are unreasonable. Like when you have a disability, you can get reasonable accommodations, but mothers of sons will make unreasonable accommodations where they will walk on eggshells for their son instead of just telling him no, because they don't want to have to deal with the outcome of maybe triggering him or making him upset. And instead of giving him the tools to deal with that disappointment of, hey, you're going to hear no, you have to hear no, you need to hear no, or you're going to have to learn how to deal with your difficult emotions or have difficult conversations, mothers will compensate and accommodate them by just avoiding it, by just not doing it and going through and teaching them the skills. And as the mother of a son, it's not easy. It takes a lot out of you to have to teach a boy that and put things into him that a culture and a society tells him he doesn't need to do or doesn't need to know. And especially for little black boys, that there isn't a community of men who will reinforce the idea that these boys need to learn how to control their emotions, that they need to learn how to regulate, that they need to be considerate of other people, that they need to know how to have relationships with other people and be healthy and those types of things. So I think it's something where mothers just they overcompensate for these boys. instead of
Oh,
teaching them how to be their own person.
all right, all right. I got you. I got you, Coach T. All right. I think that's good insight for you to give since you are the mother of a son. Let me go down here to Gabrielle, and then I'll go up here to Saint. Because I think Saint has something to say in opposition to what Coach T said. I think, but we'll see. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you. So I kind of disagree with the idea that they don't have the brain power. I don't think it's innate in them. I think it's because of the way they're socialized. And I think when it comes to, obviously not all boy moms, but a lot of boy moms, I think some of them raise their sons to be like kind of like pseudo husbands in a way, like especially if they didn't have a great relationship with the son's father. So I think that's part of it. I think another aspect of it is this whole idea that, oh, boys are easier to raise than girls. And it just blows my mind when people say that boys are easier, because it's like, the outcomes do not bear that out. Like they show that in many cases, sons are not being raised. I think a lot of it is misogyny. I mean, a lot of boys do grow up seeing their, mothers be disrespected. They grow up, seeing their sisters and moms and aunts working in the kitchen while their dads, uncles, and brothers are just sitting on the couch and being served. And so that kind of breeds the entitlement and the idea that they are, basically owed the desire to do whatever they want to women. And someone that comments, I think it was Gigi Cam Bam, said it perfectly: the patriarchy doesn't value emotional skills. So yeah, I do think that's true, because I think as human beings, I do believe that men do have the capacity to be emotionally regulated and have emotional skills, but they just are not socialized to do that, because they're told that it makes them they're told that it makes them a simp or soft, and then they get around other boys who have similar socialization, and then they bond over hating girls and mistreating women. And it's just this entire ecosystem where they're collectively not being taught. It's like almost at every angle. Like you have fathers who will take their sons to hip clubs. I'm not saying the word because I want to protect the life, but to like hip clubs and Hooters as like a form of like male bonding. So it's like their brains are pumped with so much misogyny. And a lot of these boy moms, they too have internalized misogyny, will mistreat their daughters. I think even triggered in one of your lives, you said that you saw this woman who you said she had like, I guess like two daughters before. And then when she had a son, she was talking about, it was like the first time she knew a deeper love. And it's like, why did you not know that deeper love for like the two daughters you have before your son? Like, why can't you love all your children equally, regardless of the gender? So I think it's like a culmination of all those things. And I do think that I really don't buy into gender essentialism. Like, I don't think that men are inherently evil or inherently incapable of developing emotions. But I think the way they grow up, if they're constantly exposed to misogyny, if they're constantly exposed to women, who are catering to them and not teaching them boundaries and not telling them, no, you're not entitled to get whatever you want all the time. No, you actually need to respect women. No, you actually need to, be kind to the girls you're going to school with. If they are in an ecosystem that teaches them to be entitled, misogynistic, and if their moms are feeding that, then of course that's what they're going to be. But I don't think it's innate. And I don't think it's that I don't think they don't have the brain capacity. I think it's society and nurture. But I will land there.
Okay, all right. I got you. I got you,
Can
Gabrielle.
I rebut really quickly, Trey?
Yeah. Go ahead. Then I'll go up here to Saint. I'll give you 2 minutes, T.
I'll just say that it's nature and nurture. Like we can't say it's gender essentialism when it's neuroscience and it's endocrine science and it's chromosomal science. What do you think a Y chromosome is? What do you think about a Y chromosome makes the male a male? It's because they're literally missing a piece of the X chromosome. It's not that all men are evil. It's looking at the biological reality of what we are dealing with. That is not to demonize men and say, oh, you guys are this or you guys are that. That's a biological reality. When you have a son, you have to deal with the biological reality that he does not have the same biology as you, meaning he does not have the same pathology as you. He doesn't have the same forms that you have, so he has different functions than you have. That's just a reality of something that I think as women we have to come to terms with, but especially as women who have children, period, but women who have sons, especially. So I think that I didn't say that he's incapable of being emotionally regulated. I said that he's going to struggle with it. It's the same thing like people who, what this is the same thing we talk about with neurodivergence. Neurodivergent isn't biological essentialism or gender essentialism. It's just an acknowledgement that people's brain works differently and that they're wired differently. It's acknowledging a difference. It's not a value-based judgment. It's not good or bad. It just is what it is. Boys have a difficulty with emotionally regulating because of how they're socialized and because of their biology and how they're biologically wired. They struggle with language processing skills. They struggle with communication. And it's from an early age. It's not, this is preschool. This is before they go to school. This is before they are socialized, quote unquote, heavily in the patriarchy. This is just basic. You can look up studies where they talk about how boys are more likely to not survive in the NICU. That's a biological function. That's a biological foundation to it. And it's not to demonize boys or demonize men. That's just the biologic, that's just what it is. And we have to acknowledge that so that we can help them more, so that we can make sure that we're understanding more of what we're dealing with. If you have a son and you see that he's struggling with regulating his emotions, you're going to have to work twice as hard at helping him regulate his emotions, because there are social aspects of the issue and there are biological aspects of the issue. That's not gender
Uh,
essentialism. That's just
uh,
acknowledging what it is.
all right, all right. I got you, Coach T. All right, I'm gonna go up here to Saint, and then I'll go back down to Gabrielle. I think she wants to rebut you. Go ahead, Saint. Let
Yeah,
me
I
start
was
your
just
timer. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just making a rebuttal to Coach's statement at first because of what she said initially about it being an innate, thing about with males having this thought process and but because I don't believe that. I believe the societal part about the about how the patriarchy feeds, misogyny, about how the way that it makes young boys act towards women and have these thought process towards women outweighs the actual part of the biology. I think that because even when I look, because I'm was raised by a single mother, so I feel like when I look at myself and I look at my thought process and me being when I was younger, it wasn't more of natural anger or a natural uncontrolled, not being able to control my emotions. It was basically me not fully understanding everything. But the only reason why I didn't fully understand everything is because society never helped me fully understand, because it fed me more of what I said earlier, a misogynistic type of view on the world. Like that's why I believe the whole red pill thing is happening right now with a lot of young men. Is because it's easy to tell them this and this is how the way it is, instead of actually working on their emotions to actually become better people. But I was just making a rebuttal against what she said because I think if every household and every mother, like in this situation right here, works on their self and also works on their relationship with their child, it'll be more of a way better constructive like thing that'll come out, because I believe it's the trauma that's built up from the mother, added on with the trauma that comes with having the child, then the trauma that the child has, with their self. It all it's all a world that wraps itself because you're in the same household. It's negativity. Negativity feeds off negativity. And you can't fight fire with fire. It's gonna burn down. So I feel like that's the reason why it always seems like this happens a lot. It's because trauma is such a big thing in our community, and society feeds a lot of negative things when it comes to mass saying about women and a lot of this. That's the last thing I can say.
Okay, all right, all right, okay. I got you, Saint. All right, let me go down here to Gabrielle because I think Gabrielle wanted to rebut to Coach T. I think. Go ahead, Gabrielle. I'll do everybody's timer since we were like actually talking, so everybody gets a chance to go back and forth. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you. So I really do think there's a huge difference between, saying that boys are less likely to survive in the NICU versus saying that boys inherently are less emotionally capable. Again, I just don't believe that. I really don't believe that. It is gender essentialist, and it's actually very adjacent to the argument that boys will be boys. As Gigi Cam Bam said, it is dangerous territory. This idea that boys just inherently are less, predisposition to being emotionally regulated. No, I think it comes down to socialization, because in a lot of homes, like I was saying earlier, boys are conditioned from very young ages to believe that they should be catered to, whereas girls are told to be accommodating. There are people who say, oh, I'm so glad I had a daughter before my sons because my daughters can help take care of the kids. You have eldest daughter syndrome. There are all kinds of studies showing the differences in the ways that boys are socialized versus girls are socialized. And so, yeah, if boys are socialized to be catered to be accommodated, if they grow up seeing the men in their families sitting on sofas while the women in their families are cooking and cleaning and doing all of this stuff, if they grow up seeing that in media, then of course that's what they're going to become. But I don't believe that boys are inherently less capable of being emotionally regulated. I think that if they're having struggles with that, sure, they do need to be guided, in healthy and appropriate ways. But this idea that they're just somehow less capable of being that really does let them off the hook. It really is very much in league with the boys will be boys, and that's just the way they are. And and that ideology, in my opinion, is a huge reason why a lot of boys are the way they are today, because so many parents will say that and will say boys will be boys and tell girls, oh, that's just the way he is. If a boy, pulls your hair, that means he likes you, instead of actually sitting and working with their sons. I do agree with the person in the comments who said that men and women aren't bound by biology. We're each responsible for our own actions. I agree with that. And I do think if more parents socialize and taught their boys to be kind, empathetic, considerate of others, to, pitch in with household chores and not just sit around and have everything handed to them, then we would see them be more empathetic in ways that a lot of girls and women are, more considerate of others. So, I mean, I understand that we're not going to agree on everything, and that's fine, but I really, in my opinion, it does seem very gender essentialist to say that they are inherently, less capable of emotional regulation. And I'll just land there.
Okay, all right, all right. Got you, Gabrielle. I'm gonna go down here to Zora. I don't think Zora had a chance to speak, so I'll go to Zora. I'm purposely not saying what I think because I think you guys are all having a great discussion. So I'll just keep me out of it and I'll just listen to what you guys are saying. Go ahead, Zora.
What you think, Trick?
Oh, no. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Sometimes I don't say what I think because I feel like it will color the panel. And so I go ahead. I want to hear what you guys are saying.
We have. I'm struggling. Let me tell you first off. Let me just say this straight out, and I don't even give a fuck about nobody. When a man agrees with you, check your politic, check your ideology. When a man, I repeat, when a man agrees with you, when a man agrees with me, I'll be like, dang, I fucked up somewhere. Somewhere I got it wrong. A man is agreeing with me. Alert, alert. I'm being funny, but I'm serious. That's number one. Number two, can we it's not binary. It is not binary. It is not binary. And just because, how did we get here anyway? How did we get here? If men and women are the same, there's no biological differences. Why did they create patriarchy? What are we talking about? Why did they create patriarchy? Why? Why did they figure out how to give themselves a on ramp for the places where they struggle in? Why did they do religions and unalive people at the high rate so that women can buy into it? Why? Just to have a biological component does not mean you opt out of what it takes to actually make shifts in society. It gives you a starting place, not an ending place, a starting place. There are literal scientific studies that show there is an emotional capacity difference. Now, if we want to argue about how you build capacity or what you do about it, I say that the people who argue that the biological essentialism and these terms that don't apply when you're actually walking in the real world with these niggas for real, seriously, is that we don't want to cope with the fact there are sometimes you cannot opt out of doing something about it. It's one thing to say that if you do all the social things and you shift society, that's one thing. There's another piece of this says that there's some things that are hardwired, and it does not matter your socialization. Sweden, Finland, Denmark, the Netherlands. So there's no mothers who are socializing or parents who are socializing their male children to have an emotional capacity that exceeds the norm. But we're in the society where the norm is these men saying they don't have the capacity. Which one is it? I think it's I'm sorry to say, but I do think it's an ego thing to think that you can only deal with the socialization is if you have some special powers to not deal with the fact that what the reality is. You can't parent some of these niggas out of this, one, and you can't socialize them out of it either. There's a piece of it's a hard reality that you got to accept there because there's a little too much hope on it's a little too much dip on the chip, a little too much hope, in my opinion. My timer is up though, so I'm on mute.
All right, I got you, Zora. All right, let me go up here to Supervillain. You have something to say, Supervillain?
Oh yes, I just wanted to, I guess, kind of piggyback off the conversation, but I first wanted to just bring to attention that this guy was 23 years old, so he was no baby, right? I think we have to remember that his mother assisted him in whatever he was doing, but this was a grown man that decided to take a child's life. I don't know what her parenting skills were, but it got to be a point where, regardless of what the parenting skills are, that grown people take accountability for what they did. Like, I'm going to tell you what I tell you all the time. My father raised me to be a strong black king. That's why I'm a masculine woman. My father didn't necessarily teach me enough financial literacy. I can't go to my electric bill company and be like, you know what, I don't got it this week because my father didn't teach me to be financially responsible. Like, that shit is on you. I also think, like I said before, this is how I say pick meism shows up in a way outside of romantic relationship. She could have just did the right thing, and maybe her son needs to be, well, he's going to jail now, but now she has to go to jail. Maybe her son needed that rehabilitation because for whatever reason, however hard she tried, it still wasn't enough. And he decided to do whatever decisions that he wanted to do. I mean, the fact that he was dating a 17-year-old was red flag right there, but I'm not even going to go to that. And then when it comes to the gender essentialism, what I can say is this, right? I feel like everybody on an individual level obviously is different. But I'm going to say there are some gender norms that whether it's patriarchy or misogyny or not, that I believe in. One of them is going to be I do believe women take better care of children than men. Nothing's going to, maybe on an individual level, obviously it would be different, but nothing's ever going to make me think, you know what, men and women take care of children the same. So on and so forth. Men and women take care of the elderly or think about the environment the same. There are just some things I just feel like, and I've been the number one person to say, I don't believe men and women are equal. I do believe women are the superior being. But there are just some things I'm just going to trust with women with off GP before I will ever trust a man with. Obviously, again, case by case situation is always going to be different, but I don't necessarily think gender norms are the most terrible thing on earth. Again, I'm always going to trust a woman with my child before I trust a man, and that's just off GP. And I think I'm going to land there. Thank you. I don't need all the rest of the seconds. Thank you, Drake.
All right, I got you, Supervillain. All right, let me go up here to I'll say something after this. Let me go up here to the scroll. Go ahead, the scroll.
Can I go before you go, Trigger, since you don't want to
Yeah,
sway
absolutely,
the panel?
absolutely. You
Good
sure can.
morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, y'all.
I agree with some Super said, and I'm sorry I can't see your full name on the panel, but I agree with some of what you said when you said this is a good example of pick-meism outside of intimacy, because we always see pick-me in an intimacy form where people can easily gaslight us and say, what is pick-me? Y'all always say pick-me. What this is what we're talking about. Like pick-meism is a danger to children, especially your daughters. And I grew up with a pick me mom, so I would know. Like I grew up in a super religious, devout Muslim household. So I grew up seeing that outside pick meism outside of intimacy. And I also agree with the speaker who spoke before her, saying that I don't think this is something that we can necessarily parent ourselves out of, because men are born with audacity. And like, I didn't fully understand. I used to think it was just something like, okay, bad men are bad men. Like my father taught me, like, okay, bad men are bad men. Stay away from the hoodies. But no, I didn't get it until I had a son. And don't feel sorry for me. Like, don't take this the wrong way or anything. My son is a principal-less suburban soccer playing kid. Thank God. But some of the things my son has said, and I go hard, and I am not no gentle parent. I'm real holistic and straight to the point and forward. I got my own shit. I'm very in your face about how I am. And so you wouldn't even think my son would fall into certain gender norms because you know me. But my son has said some questionable shit where I was like, I know you did not. Like when he was 5 years old, his grandma called me and said Eli pissed in my plants. So that's why I took away his Christmas gifts. I said, what? Me and his dad hopped on his ass. And we talked to him. We said, what made you do this, son? Like, this not like you. Like, why would you do something like that? He was like, my grandma told me to do this, this or that. And she gets on my nerves. I said, but she asked you to clean up. Like, I would ask you to clean up and you wouldn't give me no lip if I asked you. He said, he said, I want to be a girl. I looked at his dad. We looked at him. We said, what? What? He said, I said, what will make you feel like that? Because you're in a boy body, so it's too late for all that. He said, I just feel like girls get away with everything and boys don't get to do nothing. That's what he said to me, y'all. That's what he said. And he don't give me no lip. Like, my son is a pretty good child. He not too problematic. But things I've seen grown males do, my son do. Like, so my homegirl might have a point when she said, I don't think this is something that you can necessarily parent your way out. And I think we need to be honest about this. Keep your foot on them boys' necks and be equal with your daughters and leave it at that and just try your best and hold them accountable because they go and try it. They go and try. They're males.
Okay, all right, I got you, Scroll. All right, let me go down here to Coach T. Yeah, I think it was Coach T that wanted to speak. And then I'll go down to Zora, because Zora unmuted herself too.
Mhm. Hey, Scroll. I'm happy that you joined. Me and her kind of, we go back and forth on her videos and stuff. We be going like for like. Um, but yeah, this is a great space for Black women. So thank you for coming here. But I just wanted to point and highlight something is that I'm gonna try to be emotionally regulated in this moment and not get in my feelings. But it is disappointing to me that that being in this space and like sharing my insights and sharing my opinions, and I even have content on my page, and just the person who I have embodied and shown up as, that what could be gleaned from what I said was I'm gender essentialist, and that I'm giving boys an opt out, and that basically what's the point of having boys if they're harder to like, I'm just trying to understand, like, of all of the nuance that I've provided in this space in particular, in general, like in the context of our conversations and how I've shown up and who I am, that what could be gleaned from my personal point of view as a woman who has a 15-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son, as a woman who has the experience and can see the difference and who has to live it out every day, who has to walk in it. I said, I have a child who actually has a disability, and I can see how he shows up in the diagnosis, how other men are out here walking in the world. It's not just a socialization. And the fact that somebody who has read books about it wants to tell me that I'm being gender essentialist. Like, are you kidding me? And to minimize the experience of mothers, and especially Black mothers, who are walking it down every single day, mostly on our own. And we are doing the research and applying the skills. We're getting the tools and internalizing and embodying and teaching. It's not an opt out, it's an opt in. I radically accept that my son may struggle with regulating his emotions, not just because of how he socialized with other men or other boys, but because it is something that is biological. And it starts when they are young. It starts with boys who talk later, who can't express themselves, and who get upset and angry when you don't understand what the hell they're trying to tell you. And it's not just him. I grew up with brothers. I've worked in daycares. I've worked in schools with kids. You can see the difference. It's not gender essentialism to say, understand what you're looking at is not just, oh, well, we're going to build a matriarchy and we're going to socialize all the boys to be emotionally regulated. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to do more. You're going to have to make more reasonable accommodations. You're going to have to be more understanding. You're going to have to give of yourself more to parent better and hope for the best. And it's not unrealistic to tell mothers that, hey, take into consideration that this has a biological basis, so you have to work a little harder at it. Don't just shirk your responsibility. Don't just say boys will be boys. You're going to have to do more and be more, because you have more is going to be expected with this child, because he has the capacity to go out into the world and really harm people and really harm you too. So the onus is on you to understand how multidimensional and multifaceted the issue that you're dealing with is. And we're not minimizing it to pick a side and to blame and to say that, well, that's right or wrong. It's not a value-based judgment. It's just the reality. Nobody is looking to place blame on anybody for anything. We're saying these are the facts. Look at the facts. Look at the facts of the circumstances in the situation that we're in, and consider all the different aspects, all of the nuance and everything that comes into play, so you can have a multi-pronged approach. It's like when you go to the doctor with an issue, they'll say, oh, see the cardiologist, see the endocrinologist, see the immunologist, see a dermatologist. They'll get a team of people to help you solve your problem. This is what you need to do with boys. You have to understand it's not just socializing. It's not just socializing. It's not just re-socializing. So we'll teach him how to express himself, and he's gonna struggle. As emotionally regulated as you are, doesn't matter. He's going to struggle. That's just the fact of the matter. It's not just socializing. It's not just parenting. It's a compendium of issues. There's a full spectrum and a full range of things that are happening. It's not, like Zora said, a binary. It's not black or white. It's not this or that. It's not male or female. It's not man or woman. This shit is real. And it's more than what y'all read about in them books and these terms that y'all want to use to label people when they talk about the truth and the reality. Call me a gender essentialist all of you want, but I'm going to keep talking about how difficult it is going to be to raise an emotionally regulated, emotionally mature male child, simply because his biological basis needs more support. That's just the reality.
All right, all right. I got you. I got you, Coach T. All right. I'm gonna go up here to Supervillain, and then I'll say something. Y'all go ahead, Supervillain.
You skipping me?
Oh no. Oh dang, I forgot you, Zora. Go ahead, Zora. And
I
then
just
I'll
want to
go to
say, and then
Supervillain.
come back around to me, because I mean, Coach T just laid it out, but I want to say that people were asking about this story, and I think your other prompt had the details. People can look it up. So I didn't know if you wanted to, because I don't know the details. They were asking, where's the story? Who's these people? Where
I
is it?
told the lady in the comments the boy's name, or the man, I don't know why I called him boy. The man's name is
Look at him.
Jaden Jalen, excuse me, Jalen Pendergrass. So if you look up
Okay.
Jalen Pendergrass, you should be able to find the story. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jalen Pendergrass.
And I think your other prompt, your other one had the details. I'm not sure. I think you
The only
clicked it.
reason, yes, the only reason why I switched the picture out is because I wanted them to truly see
See
his
that
face
mother.
and the mother and how they look. But I can switch it back. Just 1 second here. I'll switch it back right there.
Oh, their
But
names are at the bottom, y'all. So it was just that was just for the people asking. A lot of people were asking, and then Coach, she was saying that she was tapping the screen and it wasn't going up. Me too initially, so I don't know if there was a glitch. So these are I'm just doing some housekeeping stuff. And then listen, go ahead, supervillain. I said I was just gonna do those two things. Come back around. Hey Coco, come back around to
okay,
me for
well
the
then
lunch
what
shit.
I'll do is I'll come right back to you, Zora, after I
Okay.
do supervillain. Go ahead, supervillain, sis.
You sure, Zora? Because I kind of forgot a piece that I was trying to remember, but if not.
Yeah, because like I'm like, go ahead, because I want to. It's like I feel like, and Trig knows since I've been in her space plenty of times where it's like I'll push the conversation for us to get our porches clean instead of just defaulting to, some type of academic and or like patriarchy kind of thing, because we're here in real time. So presently we can push our own frames of understanding. But I don't know if that's the right word, but I struggle with people who need the academic labels. And if Coach T and the Scroll, right, who are both having boys and in real time telling you what it is, that despite their directness, despite their learnedness, despite their academic stuff, despite the fact that they're doing independent study, despite the fact they're based in a reality, despite the fact they love their sons, despite the fact that they are paying attention, despite all that, there is a biological component that doesn't matter, that and they have to contend with. And yet, if it was in a book, right? Despite all of her degrees, Coach T, despite the way that the scroll is speaking, obviously intelligently, it is white T supremacist and patriarchy coded to only want to deal with those type of things if they went to and got a sociology degree. Several of them went and did formal studies in some institution, wrote the book, and then you quote the book. It's disingenuous, and it bothers me that we have to have the conversation by involving white people's institutions to have it instead of talking directly to each other based on people who would be represented in that institution anyway. Why can't we push the thing around us instead of relying on hive mindset? You don't have to say, just because men do gender essentialism and you maybe have been shaped by it. I'm talking about the general you, because y'all know if I want to be direct, I'll just be direct. But the general you, if you've been shaped by gender essentialism, meaning told that you have a place and you're less than because you're a girl, that's not the same thing as the motherfuckers who created patriarchy hiding the fact that behind the concept of gender essentialism is some truth, that they have flipped the script. Why can't we acknowledge that there's a script that has been flipped when we're now finding out that it's the sperm that contains most of the genetic disorders? That is boys who attack their mother's brains in the fetuses before it's even a thing outside the womb. Male fetuses attack their mother's brains and cross the brain body barrier for a lifetime to be focused on at the expense of their mother. Why do we have to have it on a piece of paper and delivered in a certain kind of way to even contend with it when we're saying that there's one thing to say that, oh, gender essentialism leads to some people just saying boys will be boys. Nah, but there's another thing that said boys will be boys. And now let's take care of the problem from that perspective. Hello. Not either or, but a perspective to push the frame to understand that when we say things like, okay, girls are now just getting awarded quotation marks, the privilege quotation marks of going to school, and yet they're outpacing boys. And there's several manists, because that's what I call them, who are out here who are doing several studies saying that boys need all the support. And now it is discrimination. The school system that they set up, that they excluded girls from, that girls are now exceeding in. Now they're trying to make boys the victims of something, saying they're just not being taught a certain kind of way because they need this and that. Like, how's that any different? If males were as capable, then they would not be reactive in this way in a system that privileges them. The system privileges them. We understand that it also allows them to take their emotional reactivity, which is a biological factor. However you want to say we got here, there's studies you can go look up. It's a biological factor, and then go put that on socialization and put it right back on the women, because that's what happens. That's the outcome if you follow the pathway. But when you're neurodivergent, and I'm gonna land here because that's the point that I don't think is being actually contended with in Coach T's sharing. I'm neurodivergent, and I got diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. But before that, neurodivergent kind of exceeds that. It's the way that I see the world that is, on one hand, people would consider a superpower, but they did not give me the structures and the things I needed. Hello, because there is a biological difference. It doesn't matter the superness of what I'm able to do, what my mindset is. And so there's an abandonment that's happening because I'm not being recognized that there is a biological difference. Does it mean I'm less than? No. In fact, people can't even keep up with me on my worst day, generally speaking, but I still struggle with essential things that are not being addressed because I'm being put into it as if I'm just supposed to be able to practice something differently, and fuck this essentialism. Fuck the biology differences. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not disconnected. Sociology is not disconnected from biology. It's just not. But maybe I'm gonna leave it because now I'm gonna get petty. So I'm on mute.
Okay. All right. All right. I got you. Zora. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to supervillain and then I'm going to go down to Gabrielle because I'm sure Gabrielle wants to rebut something. So then after that happens, then I'll say something. Bye. Cause this conversation is, good, interesting. I'm loving everything that you guys are saying. I'm loving hearing all you guys' different perspectives. So let me go up here to, supervillain and then I'll go to Gabrielle. Go ahead, supervillain.
Yeah, Trey, I'm not above reproach, so I'm gonna yield to Gabrielle, and then I really want to know what you think about this. So I yield.
Okay, okay, sis. All right, so let me go down here to Miss Gabrielle. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you. And I definitely did listen to everything that Coach She was saying, everything that Zora was saying. And I mean, I'm not saying that, biology, let me put it this way, I'm not saying there aren't any biological differences between boys and girls, because obviously there are just genetic biological differences, just objectively speaking. But when it comes to, and again, I get this is not the popular opinion, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, for me, it just seems like boys and girls are drastically raised and socialized. I know I keep going back to the socialization. I'm not saying that there's no biological deviations between boys and girls, but it just does seem to me, and this isn't just from me reading books, this is from me listening to, people I know in real life who do have sons, reading from women who have sons and daughters who have just posted about it, or posted about how they were, raised to, be accommodating, whereas their brothers, grew up, seeing women do stuff for them. I mean, even the media that, boys and girls consume is so different. Like, there are a lot of girls who grow up, reading about fairy tales and, Prince Charming, Happily Ever After, whereas a lot of boys at younger and younger ages are, coming across explicit content, which we all know what that is. I'm not going to say the word, but coming across explicit content. So that is deeply ingrained in them. And I do think in many cases, the argument of, oh, it's just boys biology, oh, they're just, inherently predisposed to be this way, I think a lot of times that is a cop out, and it doesn't take into account how powerful socialization is in many cases. With some men who do grow up to be, healthy and well adjusted, obviously this isn't true in all cases, but a lot of them do say, oh, I had, I had mothers, I had older sisters I had looked up to. Even now, there are some women who do have sons who have gone viral on TikTok, like sitting down with their sons and exposing them to the kind of red pill content that's going around now, and like actively sitting with them and saying, why is this wrong? Like walking them through it. So, I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't any biological differences, but I just don't think that we take into account socialization enough. I think that if boys were socialized in a similar way that girls are when it comes to character development, emotional regulation, consideration for others, it just would be a completely different thing. So I just don't think, again, to me, it just does seem gender essentialist to say that boys are inherently less capable of emotional regulation. I just can't get on board with that. But that is just what I think about it. And I get that not everyone's going to share that view.
Okay, all right, I got you, Gabrielle.
But nobody said that. That's why I'm confused on how you're drawing these conclusions and like how you're rebutting that when like nobody said that and we didn't imply that. We said take into consideration that teaching them how to emotionally regulate is going to be complicated and made more difficult because of a biological factor. We didn't say they weren't incapable. We said they're going to struggle. Those are two different things. And because they're going to struggle, as a mother trying to teach them, you're going to struggle. That's what we said. And we didn't deny a sociological basis. You denied a biological basis. We said both. You're existing in the binary. We're on the spectrum and being fluid with it. We didn't say that. So I'm not sure how you're drawing that conclusion. That's why I said it's offensive to me that we share spaces together and we have these deep conversations and the depth and the breadth with which we can apply nuance and look at everybody's different perspectives, that you are so committed to your talking point that you can't even acknowledge the reality that two black mothers have gotten up here and said that no, this is the reality. This is what we're looking at. This is what we're facing. But it's more important to you that you have this platform to staunchly state your opinion and your talking point. Like you said, opinion. You're not walking it down every day, Gabrielle. You're just not. You don't have the capacity and the range to apply the nuance that needs to be applied to this conversation. And that's as respectful as I can put it right now.
Oh, okay. All right, you guys. Okay, I'll just say this. I see what everybody on the panel is saying, and I acknowledge you guys. I respect all of you guys. You know, I think all of you guys are very intelligent women. Out for my thing is, once again, I'll just say I am not a mother of a son. I have two daughters, so of course, you know, I don't understand what is doing the day in and day out of raising a son is, and what goes into that. But I'll say for me, I feel like it is biology and socialization. I feel like it is a mixture of both. I think that we got to admit the truth when I say these stats all the time, that the majority of violent crimes, the majority of unalivings, the majority of rape, the majority of all of these things that are heinous that go on in this world, the wars, the deep psychotic oppression, coming up with crazy things to torture other people, like I mentioned, like having people sit on or like get on their knees and put this type of, like, it's like this heavy bar on their legs, and then so that when they keep holding it, their legs will go and get crushed into the like the pillar things, and their legs will explode. All of these things that have been, you know, created by men versus the things that women have done, there is some type of difference in what men seem to be, for lack of a better word, predisposed to, you know, than women. And that goes beyond socialization, because most women, even if they are growing up in a bad environment, they still don't act out in the ways that men that may have grown up in the same environment have. So there's some type of difference to be acknowledged with that. What's the difference between us? Whether people want to break that down or whatever, I'm not even going to go that deep into it. But I also do think that there also, of course, there is a socialization in place as well of mothers, you know, coddling their sons, especially in the Black community, coddling their sons, a certain type of grace is being given to men, you know, to be horrible people. Oh, it's just boys being boys, you know, it's okay. Or how Shaq just said on an interview to Jess Hilarious that men should be able to have polygamous relationships and have a whole bunch of different women, but women shouldn't be able to do that, because why do you think you're equal to us? You're not. So that's socialization there. So I don't know. All I can say is that I do think that I'm probably somewhere in the middle, which is usually where it is. I see the merits of all of you guys' conversation. And I do believe in the fact that I do think that it's both. But I will say that for me, I wouldn't be arrogant enough to tell a mother that's raising a son every day and not having a son or not having kids that y'all don't know what y'all talking about and what y'all think about the dynamics of boys versus girls. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I understand everything that you guys are saying. But I do lightweight or high key think that there is a difference in men and women biologically on a molecular scale, because there's some reason why they seem to do, and it's not saying that women aren't capable or women haven't did these things, but there is a reason why 90% plus of the time when something is going on, you know who's doing it. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I can say about it. Yeah. Was that Zora? Were you
Yeah.
about to say something? Go ahead.
Oh, the scroll wanted to speak. Go ahead, scroll.
I just wanted to say, it's the same way how, you know, you could have a couple male friends and you vetted them, you've known them for years, y'all don't like each other in that way. Like, they're just cool. You think, I ain't gonna say you think he's a wholesome guy, but you would recommend him to one of your friends because you grew up with him and you know he a good dude. However, let's not be dumb, let's not be blind. In the back of your mind, you know that behind your back, and I'm not saying he's saying misogynistic things about you, but just women in general, locker room talk with other males, boys like they're males. And so I'm not saying like biologically, like, oh, your son's gonna be a YN because you had a boy. No, but to an extent, to some percentage extent, it's there. I don't care how good you raise them. And like I said, my son is not a problematic boy. We have deep conversations about weird stuff all the time. He'll say, Mom, yeah, that was weird. Or what he did was weird, or what she did was, like, we have down to earth talks all the time. But that misogyny, that deep root, it's there. It's still there. Maybe not in front of my face, but it pop out at random times. That's what the matriarchy is for. That's what we teach our daughters for. That's what we have these meetings for. Because of that. I'm not trying to villainize them. I'm not trying to say that all boys are YNs. I'm just saying, like, let's not be obtuse. I land.
Okay, the scroll. I appreciate you. And I understand what you're saying as well. I felt the same way. Because it's not that I'm saying that every single solitary man is a monster, unaliver, rapist, or anything like that. But I do think that it would be intellectually dishonest to not say certain things. You know what I'm saying? If y'all understand what I'm saying. But I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
I'm following you. It's my turn.
Oh, you can go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know why all boys are YNs is a bar to me. I feel like that's a motherfucking bar. Like that's a t-shirt. Um all males are YNs. It helps us deal with the reality. You know what it is? It's three different conversations. So there's the piece we're talking about, just the intellectual part. There's which is dishonest, but then there's an emotional disingenuous part to it. And then there's just the facts. So we're not talking about opinions. We're talking about the combination. And I think that's the part where we can see neurodivergently what's below the other parts of the conversation. I want to bring it back to the neurodivergent difference again, because I haven't found anybody who fucked with that analogy. Like, it's the analogy. As a person who has neurodivergence and neural differences, it's one thing to say, okay, there's some socialization differences. There's another thing to say that if you give me the same format, right? If you give me the same format that you give a neurotypical or allotypical person, that I'm going to do just as well. It's about that difference. There's difference between equity and equality. So it's not just that we're having two different conversations or we just see it differently. One opinion, quote, it's not an opinion. One perspective is superior, period. It is. And just because it's coded in AAVE and it's multidimensional and it's not just, stiff and formal, does not mean it's not superior, because it includes both. That's the difference. That's for the people in the chat who are kind of struggling to see, oh, it's just a great conversation. Yes, it is a great conversation, but it's not the same one. And I'm going to be mentioning it as a Capricorn. I'm going to tell it's a difference. Superiority. There is a superiority difference in the perspective, not in the personhood, but the perspective that's being offered. That's what I'm saying. We're not even in the same room with the conversation and embodying it. Black culture says, generally speaking, that you have to embody it, not just speak it. That's the difference. Be in the body with it. Walk it down. And it needs to be respected, or it is white tea supremacy. I'm going to say it directly. It's white tea supremacy that's being practiced. If you want to be from the place where it's like, oh, now we get into opinions, but what academic and intellectual opts out into opinions when the facts get put on the table? That's what I'm saying. Again, I need to push this example because it's the perfect example. If I sit down with a person who doesn't have who is a neurotypical, right? And I say, well, okay, the society is socialization, but I'm given the same type of strategies, the same type of format, the same type of quote unquote help or teaching or education or tools as the person who is neurotypical. I'm being failed because there is a non-biological difference that's not being acknowledged. So I'm being abandoned in real time. And that's what Coach T is saying. That's what the scroll is saying. That it's not the end place of quote unquote gender essentialism or biological differences, to name it directly. It's the starting place. You start with that so then your perspective can be managed and your approach can be well defined. You can't do with sons what you do with daughters when it comes to emotional regulation and expect the same results. Why? Because there's a biological difference. What part are we missing? I'm sorry to say it like that, but I'll be the bitch, I guess. It's a different conversation we're having because one is superior because we're including reality. We're not discluding it as a talking point, and we're all on this stage already on the point of view where we're not saying, oh, sons will be sons and boys will be boys, so let these niggas be wild. Who's standing up on this panel? Nobody. So let's take that out. Let's take that emotional manipulation, gaslighting tactic out of the conversation. Now let's have the conversation. When you acknowledge the biological differences, you're going to understand for women who want to have children, women who are mothers, that there is a difference and it's not you and you're not making it up. You're not making it up. I'm not making up that when I'm looking at words, the words do different things on a page than somebody else's page. So then we're just going to default to I'm just less than. No. I require something different because I'm biologically wired differently. What's not clocking? Is it not clocking? Is it not? I'm okay. I shouldn't be a comedian with this, but man, it just helps to lighten it up, I think. But no, I'm just saying what Coach T is saying and what the scroll is saying. Not only are they adding their personal experiences, they both, the way that they talk, I can tell they're like social scientists by default of the way that they're in reality, and they're used to hard truths. That's what they're telling you. So let's deal with it. That's it. That's it.
Okay. All right.
Trigger.
I got you, Zora. All right. I'm gonna go up here to Amina because I think that she has something to say. Anthea, you definitely are worthy to come up, sis. The only reason why I didn't add you up is because I saw what Amina was saying in the chat, and I thought that it would be an interesting addition to a different point of view because Amina has sons. That's the only reason why I didn't bring you up yet, Anthea. So I definitely will, sis. Okay. So I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you or anything like that. I really love and respect you as well. So it's not that. And I definitely will bring you up. Okay. Sorry. And I will bring you up, and I apologize if I made you feel any type of way. Go ahead, Amina.
Hey everyone.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How is everybody doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So what I was saying is, well, number one, I want to say that I agree with the vast majority of what you guys are saying. I the point that I could be misunderstanding, but the point that I did not agree with was where I think the scroll was saying that not every young man is a YN. Well, not every young man is a YN, but every young man is a YN. But it was during that time that she was speaking, and I was saying that she was saying that the vast majority of them, even if they don't say it in front of you, that misogynistic mentality is in every young man, even if he's not a YN, even if he doesn't, show you that that's in him, that it's there. Now I could, and once again, I could have been mistaken because I'm at work, so I'm like my attention is divided, so I could be mistaken in what I think I heard her say. If that is what she said, I was saying that I don't believe that that's true. And the reason I was saying that I don't believe that's true is because there are some mothers out there that are aware of the misogyny that's going on. Some mothers are aware of the patriarchy that we are living in. Some mothers are aware of the situation of the whole boys will be boys mentality that's going on. Some mothers are aware of the situation of the women and what we're going through with these boys being raised by men and women, mothers and fathers, that are just basically giving their sons free reign to just do whatever and then labeling them as, oh, it's just them being boys. And they're actively saying, no, I'm not going to raise my sons that way. And from the time those boys are born, they're being made aware of what type of system they're in, of what they're being force fed, of what they're trying to be brainwashed into becoming. And they're actively like combating that. And for instance, I'm one of those mothers. And with my sons, from the moment they were born, their father and I, before he passed away, we had conversations about how we would raise our sons. And one of the things that we both agreed on was that boys will be boys bull crap, it wasn't flying in our house. And the reason it wasn't flying in our house is because we saw what type of system we were in. We saw how everything was aimed at creating our sons to become these YNs, and we didn't want that. So misogyny, the white supremacist ideologies and all of that, we made it aware to them from the beginning. The way that women are treated by these males, the way that women are treated in this system by not only the males, but by the females that uphold the system. We made that up from the moment they were born. When he passed away, I continued on. So now I'm at a point where both of my boys, they don't fit in with the men. They don't fit in because when the men are going around and they're doing their misogyny, they're talking they're talk and yes, Zora, I said females because I don't consider everything with ovaries to be a woman. Not at all. And the reason I don't consider that is because some of these females are out there raising these males, like the chick that we was just seeing on that picture, that mom, she is not a woman. That's a female. But back to what I was saying. Um, yeah, no. If you're actively combating, if you're actively raising your sons to be aware of what is out there, aware of how that's affecting the community, and if you're instilling in them that that is not the way that men are supposed to be, that that is not the way that you are going to allow them to be, then you have a chance of that, and you have to also be careful of who you allow to be around them. I don't have men around my sons. I don't. I at the most I would have my brother or my dad around my son, and even they are not misogynistic males. Even they don't behave in a certain manner because they know I will take my boys and walk off, and they'll never see them again. And the reason why is because I'm not going to have any influence come along and derail my sons from being the men that I'm raising them to be.
Okay. All right, I got you, Amina. I think Zora had said in the comments that she had a question for you. Is that right, Zora?
Now a couple. Now I got a couple. Cause what, girl? What is? Okay. So first of all, misogyny is in the room with us, and this is the non-misogyny that's raising non-misogynistic sons. Is to make a difference between females and women because of point of view when it's just women.
That's
My
fine.
question, yeah, my question to you is what? First of all, how old are your sons? Are they adults? So let me ask you like that: are they adults?
My eldest is 18.
Okay, so we don't know what they're going to do and what they are in the world. So you can't even do a case study yet about who they are in the world because they haven't even been they're not adults yet, or he just became one. So we don't even have that as a proof. We can't even use your sons as proof because they're
I
not
wasn't
even
trying
old
to
enough to
use them
be.
as a case study.
I'm so, but you brought them up, so that's what I'm saying. I'm just
Yeah,
using case study
I
loosely.
brought them up only because I believe that if you're raising them a certain way, you can direct them.
But they
I'm not
can't.
saying
This
that
this
they
is my
can.
point I'm making. Now I'm gonna ask my question. They can't be used as examples because we don't have them as examples because they're not out in the world running down what you programmed to do. We haven't even figured out if they are staying on the program that you set them on because they're not good examples because we don't have them as examples because they haven't been tested yet. That's what I'm saying. By the outside world on their own, living independently of you. That's what I'm saying. So that's all I'm saying. Here's my question to you though.
That's not necessarily true because we have 10-year-old boys
Are
out
you
there
listening to what I'm
raising little
saying? I'm
girls.
saying outside of your
So
household. Your son is he how long has he lived outside of your household?
for almost a year now.
Okay, so we don't have enough evidence that he is running down the program that you've given him because he's only 18. Teen, heavy on the teen part. I'm not saying what you've done hasn't worked. I'm saying scientifically we have no proof of it in the conversation because we don't have any evidence. That's it. That's all I'm saying. He hasn't been out in the world long enough to
And
see
I
whether or not your
disagree
program
with that
to
because
see.
if you have 8, 9, and 10-year-old males out there going to school, and those males are at school actively raping children on the playgrounds, which
The
is
boys
and,
are
and
raising children. Okay, we in two different conversations. The
yeah,
boys are
no,
raising children.
it's the
What?
same. It's I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use that word, graping. I'm sorry, graping. I read an article just the
Oh,
other day about a little boy that was held down at school by two other little boys while a third one, raped him.
and that was his
And
mother's
so
fault.
that was someone in his family's fault. I didn't say his
Okay,
mother.
that's where there's two different
So
conversations.
that's
Okay,
what
okay,
I'm
I see
trying
what
to
you're
say.
saying.
What I'm saying is their family didn't instill in them the morals nor the guidance that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the missing part that you're missing. We're missing in our conversation with each other. you can't say that because you don't know that. So now you're making an assumption that it's based on what they were raised to do. As if you can raise a rapist, like you the way he was taught. That is that what you're saying? You see what I'm saying? There's something outside the household, whether or not he was taught it or not, whether it's a trauma response or not. There's a socialization outside of the household too. There's also biological differences when it comes to being towards having behavior towards that thing. So we can't put it in a binary. That's it. But my question to you, Amina,
Yeah, no, because
no,
how
I'm
are you
literally
going to
telling
say
you
that you
that.
can't if someone is telling you all of your life that because you're a boy, you can do whatever you want to do, and you go out there into the world and there's a male out there saying, oh, yeah, you could just take that from her. It's her body, but you can just take it. You're going to believe him instead of, the woman saying no. Whereas if you're raised to believe that there are consequences for your actions and that you're not supposed to behave in a certain way, and you go out into the world and someone tells you, oh, yeah, you don't have to listen to her saying no, you can just take her body, you're going to fall back
Girl,
on
nobody
what
is
you
saying
were raised.
that. Nobody is saying that overtly. That's what I'm saying. Like we're
No, but
having
see,
two
that's what
different
I'm
conversations. I'm
saying.
trying to tell you that it's not just a belief system. This system of white supremacy, patriarchy, classism, misogyny, capitalism, it did not just become because it's a belief system. There's
I know it's
actual
not a
stuff
belief.
outside of that. So you can't reduce it to someone telling a 10-year-old that it's okay that he goes around raping people. That's
I
not how that
understand that.
happens.
Okay, so there's two things I have to say. Number one, please don't disrespect me again by calling me girl. That's
Listen, wait,
disrespectful.
okay, excuse
And
me.
number two,
Female. Excuse me, female. Can you
first
shut the
off,
fuck up
I
for a
didn't.
second,
I'm
female?
not
Okay,
going to
Is
say
wait a
that
minute,
you again
better?
you
because
guys.
I haven't been
Female,
Guys,
disrespectful to
hold,
you.
female,
hold on,
If
you
you're not going
guys.
to be respectful to me, I'm not going to be respectful to you in
Okay, hold
return.
on, you guys. I don't want you guys to have that type of conversation. I think we can, have a disagreement, but I try to reserve our getting at each other to the men only. Okay, you guys,
I appreciate that.
can I? Is it okay,
and
Trigger?
I respect you both. I respect you both.
You're not gonna let her triangulate you. I already know how you get down,
Oh,
Trig.
I'm
Here's my
not trying to
question that I want to
triangulate
ask her, Trig.
I'm not trying to triangulate anyone. I'm just being
Look at this.
respectful to
Look at
everyone.
this female. I won't call her that other word. I'll
And
just call
I'm
her what she
done.
calls
I'm
other
done.
women.
Trigger, I appreciate you having me up, but I'm not speaking to Zora anymore because I'm not going to be disrespected and I'm not going to disrespect anyone.
How
So
is
if
it
she
disrespectful?
can't speak to me respectfully,
Hey,
then I'm
Zora.
not going to speak to her
Oh,
at all.
Yes.
Have a good day, you guys.
all right, you have a good day, Amina. Okay, I really think that we can have this conversation. I think it's good to have this conversation. I I I think that we can have it you know
Trey, can I say
without
something real quick?
oh yeah, go ahead, Coach T.
Can I say something real quick? Just I think this is a great conversation for you to have, but I think, like you said, it's gonna be difficult for you to have because you don't have male children. And that's something with women with male children, like it gets vicious when women have to defend their sons and have to defend their mothering specifically of their sons. It's gonna get nasty. And I want to tell you that as a mother of a son who is actively engaged in doing the work and rearing and raising and teaching and all of these things, women are going to get nasty when it comes to you trying to tell them something about their son. So, as nice nasty as Amina was being, because Amina, let's be real, that's what you was doing. You was being nice nasty. You was doing the church lady routine. I was being respectful, and everything that came of your out of your mouth was vitriol. It was male centered. We heard you. And that's what Zora was responding to. And that's what made you uncomfortable. And that's what made some women in the comments uncomfortable. Because we heard you defending your sons. We heard you. And you're engaging in the behavior. And that's what Scroll and I were really highlighting about what it takes to raise a male child is to give so much of yourself in ways that when you have to raise a girl child, it just it you should do it, but it's almost like they don't require it. Like the males require that you have to give so much of yourself because of all of these different things happening. The girl children is like they pick up on it. It's like they understand what it takes and what they need to do to fully embody and like be out in the world doing their thing. But I just wanted to let you know that when you have these conversations specifically with women about their sons, they are going to get nasty, either outwardly, outright, or they're going to play nice nasty. It's going to get ugly.
Okay, all right, Coach T. Okay, well, I'm gonna try my best to be the unbiased party person here because like I said, you guys know I have two girls, so I have no skin in the game here with that. But I do want to hear you guys' perspective, and I would like us to be, as nice as we can. I mean, I know that you guys are all grown women with your own thoughts and perspectives, and I'm not trying to put tone police you guys or anything and control y'all, because who am I at the end of the day? I ain't nobody, but I'm just trying to, so that we can all, So let me go up here first to Amina. She had something to say, and then I'll go down here to Vintage because Vintage said that somebody was acting slow, but I'm not quite for sure what she was talking about. So I brought her up so that I could hear, what her perspective too. But I'll go to Amina first since Amina was the one that you guys were talking to. Go ahead, Amina. I'll give you 2 minutes, and then I'll go down here to Vintage.
I just wanted to reply to Coach T. I wasn't trying to be nice, nasty. I don't have any
You don't
issues
have to.
with.
You don't have to address me. I don't even think you should be up here because
And
you opted out of the
so
conversation and you decided to keep it up.
I
But don't even address me. Just talk. Don't say my name. Don't address me. Just talk.
I wasn't trying to be nice, nasty. I get that the word females triggered, you know,
You
triggered
see, she
the
doing it,
response or
Trigger. She
whatever.
doing it. She doing the
That,
now,
nice
Coach C,
nasty
let her
thing.
let her let her finish. Let her finish. I just
But
let her
she
finish.
doing it. But
but
I'm just
I
saying,
don't
she addressed
understand.
me
I don't
personally
understand
and then
why.
wants to rebut something that I said. And I'm telling you, she's being nice nasty. She's doing it
I'm really
right
not.
now.
I'm legitimately sitting here just trying to
Oh, I know
explain what
that.
I was saying.
I know that. And I know that that triggered you. That's
I'm not
nice
trying.
nasty. That is
Okay, well
nice
then what
nasty.
word would be better for me to use? Because I'm not trying to
But
be
that's
nice
okay. I know
nasty.
you have
I'm
sons,
just
and this
trying
is
to
how you have to
speak and say
communicate with
what it is
boys.
that
I know you have
I was
sons, and
saying.
this is how you have to communicate with men. So go
And
ahead, but don't say
I
my
don't
name.
have oh goodness. Okay, so as I was saying, I wasn't trying to be nice nasty. I honestly see women and men in two different variables. I see women as either women or females, and men as either men or bum ass males. They fall into either two categories for me, both of them. So and I know that you guys have seen me mention bum ass males in the category. I mean in the comments. As a matter of fact, I said today that my sons, I wish they could have heard this live, because if they had heard this live, they would understand why I always say I'm not raising bum ass males. I'm raising men that women and children are safe with. That is how I raise my sons. My daughters, my daughters always hear me say, I'm not raising no females. I'm raising women. And the reason I say that is because I'm a woman. I've never came into any of these lives and considered any woman in any of these lives as a female. I've never came at any of you guys like that. Even in this live, I wasn't coming at Zora like that. I was just making it clear that yes, I do see two different categories when it comes to women and when it comes to the female sex. Either you're a woman, and that's a female who is, and I mean that as far as the sex goes, you're either a woman that is respectable, somebody that is a sister, or you're a female, and that's somebody that will throw a woman under the bus and cause her all kinds of pain behind some bullshit, like this mother chick on the screen. I don't consider her to be a woman. So that's why I use the term that I used. I get that you guys think that's misogynistic, and I'm not ever going to say, "Hey, you shouldn't think that." You're allowed to think what you want to about that. But I don't see that woman on that female on the screen as a woman.
Okay. All right, I got you. I got you, Amina. All right, let me go down here to Vintage.
Hello. Thank you for letting me up. I I was listening a little bit and was cooking lunch, and y'all caught my eye, or I'm sorry, my ear, especially talking about the young black males. And I have a 18-year-old son and a 22-year-old daughter. I raised them both completely on my own. And actually, my son's father, which I don't want to give all his business, but just put it this way, he won't see him again until he's probably about 35 years old, okay, for past things that the father did. So I think y'all can figure that out. But So in saying that, I say that everyone's been absent. Once again, I'm kind of like Amina, where I have, well, I don't know exactly your situation, but I basically am a person who lived or was raised on my own, with my mom passing away when I was young. I say all that to say I did all this on my own. And I understand what everybody on this platform is saying because it's hard. I could come to tears thinking about the things I've had to teach my son, which is different from when I taught my daughter. Obviously, the black hoodie, the how to speak up. We don't do no YN, none of that BS around me, none of that. We speak up, we shake hands, we eye contact, very much respectful. He's about to go into the Air Force here in a little bit, which is his own decision. Really didn't want him to go, but he made the decision. It's what he wanted to do. All I'm saying is it's hard to raise kids, either a woman or a young man nowadays. But yes, it is harder to raise that man, but it is a way to do it. And your son can be expected to be excellent. Black people are excellent. Why does the black man have to falter to, the stereotypes? He doesn't have to. And I feel like these mothers that allow that kind of activity I don't know, maybe they're just missing the boat. Maybe they're not paying attention. Maybe they're too busy in life. We all have stresses too. I get it. But I made a very special pain to make sure that my son knew that, who he was and what he was. And he's exactly who he thinks he is, not what somebody else thinks he is. So I just wanted to come up and say that. I want to implore any single mother, maybe if you have a young child or if you have a son that's older and he's out there acting a fool, just have faith in him, but also tell him how it is though. Don't sugarcoat nothing, and don't pacify him if he wants to act how we think he shouldn't act. I mean, I don't know. That's just basically what I want to say, because it is possible to raise a young, responsible black man. That's all.
Okay. All right. I got you, Vintage. I think there was also another woman. I'm gonna drop you down, Vintage. There's another woman that was in the chat as well. That wanted to come up. That was a boy mom specifically. That way we can have a lot of pools of people that are boy moms to see what you guys are thinking, and then I'm gonna go back down and probably have Zora or Coach T respond if they would like. I had something to say too, but I'm gonna go to Full of Beauty first. Go ahead, Full of Beauty.
Hello everybody. I don't really get on live that much. I just scrolled upon this live and it was interesting to me. So I am a single mom of 2 boys and 2 girls, and my boys are first. I have adult boys. One is 27 and one is 20. I think he's 23. No, he just turned 24 in September. And then my daughter's is 22, and then I have a 16-year-old. So I've been through a lot in relationship-wise with their dads, because I have 3 baby daddies. I'm a nurse. I became a nurse within their growing up period. I have 2 college graduates. One is a boy, one is a girl. My oldest son, he's not a college graduate, but he's an amazing person, like individual, like they're all amazing human beings. And I feel like I do stress to my sons. I know that they are men and they are different in as far as their biological way. So I also tell them, I talk to them about a woman and they seen me. And even because I know they are capable of doing these things, I think what Amina, the Amina lady was saying, I wasn't agreeing with her as far as she's saying she raised them to be this way, because I raised my kids to be a certain way. It is possible for them to get out in the household, because when we were kids and then we got around our friends, we probably did something that we weren't supposed to do. So it is possible, and just having that teaching them like, so my one son, I got ADHD, so I'm all over the place, y'all. So my one son, I was in an abusive, I don't know if I could say it, but I was in a bad relationship with their dad. And so I always stress, even though I left that relationship when he was a young, like 14 months, I always stress because I'm big on DNA and it can be inherited. I always stress to him about you not being able to, you know, like don't do that. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to be the mom. If he does that, I'm not going to be the mom. I'm like, you're going to have to take accountability. That's wrong. You know what I mean? I don't put it past that they will be able to do that. Just like, so that's pretty much what I think I'm had to say. I think it's both social and biological. I really do believe that is both. Being a nurse, I think just us having estrogen and then the boys having testosterone is definitely the difference. You know what I mean? So it is a different mindset, and it's different what we have to raise our daughters and raise our sons. But like always, my dad always would say to me, I instilled with y'all what the correct way. So I am pleased with that. And I think that's kind of like what I mean. It doesn't neglect who I am as a mother if they go out and do that. It's just if they went out and did something like that, me not coddling their behavior. So I think, that's all I have to say.
Okay, all right, all right. I got you full of beauty. Okay, so like I said, you guys, I just don't want you guys to I just say this, like, being a host is it's it's a bit of a little bit difficult thing, just because I want everybody to get their thoughts out, and I don't want to, make any of you ladies feel like y'all can't express yourselves, or you can't say how you feel, or or anything like that. So I just want it just to be clear here again. I respect all of the ladies in the chat, all of the ladies that came up. Gabrielle, I will add Gabrielle back. The only reason why I dropped Gabrielle was so that I could bring up a couple more of the boy moms so that we could get perspective. Cause I always think, that is good if we're ever trying to figure out, we're trying to have a debate or whatever. It's always good to have people that have, active experience in it, or many different perspectives from people that are actually in whatever we're talking about, So that's the only thing that I was trying to say. And I respect everybody. I just want y'all to know that I respect all of you ladies, and the thoughts of everybody on the panel might not necessarily mirror mine totally, but I still want everybody to get a chance to express themselves, because I really do pride myself on saying that this is a safe space for Black women. And I really do mean that. And I mean, it's a safe space for Black women, all Black women, even if I don't agree. I still, try my best to let everybody express themselves. There are certain things that I do have a problem with, but for the most part, I try to let everybody, express themselves. So just want that to be clear.
Trigger, could I say one thing in regards to what Miss Full of Beauty said?
Sure. And then I'll start from I'll start from supervillain, because I don't think she had nothing to say. And then I'll get back into the regular, what we guys, yeah, go ahead.
Cool. I'll drop down after I say this. But in regards to the coddling thing, I absolutely agree with her. But I am so against the coddling of males, to the point to where my sons have, I love my boys, I love my girls, I love them both. However, my sons know that if they go out into the world and they start behaving like the bum asses out there, they know they can't come home. They know they have no mom to come home to. They know that I've cut them off, because that's what I've told them, and I stand 10 toes down on that. And the reason why is because I also have daughters. I am a woman. I have sisters. I have nieces. I have a mom. I've seen how we've been treated by bum asses out there. And there is no way I'm going to look at anything I've given birth to, that I've reared, that I've raised. And I know for a fact I've put my all into raising them to be proper men that women and children can be safe with. And then you carry your tail out there and you're going to behave in a manner that harms a woman or a child, or that causes you to look like the monster that I raised you to not be. Okay, bet. You have no more mom, because I didn't raise you like that. So that means that you're not mine. So I absolutely agree that coddling stuff has to stop, because that coddling is why there's so many males out there just doing whatever the hell they want to. And then they think that, oh, it's cool. Like we're supposed to just stay there and deal with it. As a matter of fact, one of my exes, after he got finished mistreating me and I left, he had the gall to call me up, cuss me out, and tell me, oh, and the reason I'm cussing you out now is because you weren't supposed to leave. The hell you mean I wasn't supposed to leave? In his mind, he thought I was supposed to stay in that abuse. I was supposed to keep getting bruised up. I was supposed to keep getting mentally, financially, and physically abused by him. And no, that's not how that goes. So my sons already know. That's why I'm assured that either A, my boys will behave in the way that I raised them to behave, or B, I will no longer have boys. Those are the only two options for me. Those are the only two options for my sons. And on that one, I'm going to go ahead and drop. You guys have a good day.
All right, all right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Amina, you have a great day, sis. All right, so let me go down here to, I think it was, are you there, Supervillain? I know Supervillain didn't have a chance to say anything, but she's blacked out, so maybe she stepped away. So I'll go down here to Zora and then Coach T, if you guys had anything to say in rebuttal to any of those things. And then I'll go and add up the rest of the people that are waiting in the queue.
You know what, Trick? I was raised where I had to be really aware highly of emotional manipulation. I have been saying lately that I was raised in a cult. So that's what I'm going to you generally be responding to is what us underneath somebody's words. I'm going to be responding to gaslighting, nagging, manipulation, caring behavior. So, and I'm pretty direct. So it comes off a certain kind of way when someone else is hiding behind passive aggressiveness or rewriting a script or trying to fake agree. When you can feel beneath their words, they're not embodying what they're talking about. You know, I'll leave it there for the purposes of your life. I'll leave it there. But I think that's the part that kind of I don't get disappointed often, because I think I'm more pragmatic about who people are in general, and I'm learning more and more, to be honest. But the fact that BOK women, right, Black women, people in general can just be put back to sleep by someone who they say shares their ideology lets you know they're out their body, because they just want to hear the words. They don't want to hear what's behind it. They don't want to do the critical thinking about why is this person saying this after all this conversation and standing on 10 about, the difference between this and that and their misogynistic viewpoints. Pick-me's are really, they hide. They're really good at, like, some of them are really good at hiding behind things and pretending to be more quote unquote progressive than they actually are. And then you will catch it in other words that people want to go back. Well, they said this and that. That's crazy to me. Like, y'all are, what are we listening to? And maybe it's because I'm Black, Trig, and we've talked about this before. I grew up Black. Culturally, I'm Black. So even when we're talking about Black institutions and stuff, we don't learn to only listen to the words. We learn to listen to how the person presents it, the energy, the vibration, the frequency, the cadence, the pattern. So why are we opting out of that now? I don't get it. But that's it. That's all I got on that.
Okay, all right, all right. I got you, Zora. All right, let me go up here to Coach T. And I'm gonna let Gabrielle speak after that because I think Gabrielle had something to say. Go ahead, Coach T.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I don't know if anybody has had a chance to tap the screen, make sure y'all go ahead and tap the screen. Trig is always curating a space for us to have these really important conversations. So make sure y'all tapping the screen, showing Trig some love. She still got a galaxy goal. So I feel like of the 61 followers here, somebody could give our girl a galaxy. Come on now. But I just wanted to say that for those of you who have not been in space with me or who have never had a conversation with me, I want y'all to understand that I am not a nice person. I'm not. I don't pretend to be nice. People who know me in my personal life, they will tell you, like, I am not nice. I don't pretend for people. I don't play social niceties. I don't, oh, well, let you talk and then I can talk and then we can talk. I will be rude and I will get ignorant, especially when you are being disingenuous and you are trying to come in and subvert the conversation. There is no niceness and no niceties to play when we are having conversations about male centeredness and pick meism and about how women are supporting and upholding misogynoir and patriarchy and all of these different things. And we're having these conversations. So don't think just because you play nice with me that I'm going to play nice with you. And I also want women to understand something in general. You do not socialize your children. Why? Because you are not your child's peer. You do not socialize your children. Your children's peers socialize them. You can rear your child, you can teach your child, you can raise your child, but you do not socialize your children. Oh. Gabrielle, is there a specific reason you put eye rolling emojis in the chat?
Karen.
You can come off of mute. It's my time. I don't care if you speak during my time. I don't do the politics of it.
Go ahead, Gabrielle. If you want to say something, sis.
Yeah, I mean, actually, a lot of what Amina said, there were a few things where I was kind of iffy on it, but for the most part, I did agree with what she was saying. What stood out to me, I like how she said that she herself is raising her boys to, it sounded from what she was saying, like do well and do right by women. I like that she said that if her boys don't do that,
But you see how you
Since
was
they're
being nice.
listening
But you
to
see how you was being nice,
can
nasty
you
when
let
I was
me
having my
finish?
turn, and you rolled your eyes in the chat.
Can I have my time
No,
to speak,
no,
or
because you
what?
you nicely interrupted me in the chat with your
The
little
host
eye
said
roll
I could
emojis,
go.
and it was passive
The host
aggressive.
literally said that I could
No,
speak, though.
that was before I said that I don't mind you replying while it's still my time, but it's still
So
my
do you
time,
want
so
me
I'm
to
gonna
reply,
rebut.
or do you just want to filibuster?
No, I want you. No, I want you to stop playing games and stop being nice, nasty, and
I'm
rolling
not
your
playing
eyes in the
games. You
chat,
just don't
and
like
then
what
you
I'm
could just
saying,
wait for
and you
your
just don't want
turn.
to let me
Then
speak.
you could
That's
just wait
what
for
it
your
is. You
turn,
don't like
though.
what I'm saying, and you think that I'm playing nice,
You're
nasty.
being nice, nasty, and you're playing games by putting
Nope,
eye rolling
that is
emojis in the
not what's
chat.
happening.
Yes, you
If you
did.
would just wait
What are you?
1 minute and let me
What are
speak.
you
No, she
talking
gave you her
about? We
turn
can
to
see the
address
eye
something
rolling
specific.
emojis. We seen your eye
This
rolling
is
emojis in the chat. What are you
Yeah, it
talking
just seems
about?
like you want to filibuster and you don't want to let me say what I'm saying. That's why you think it's nice,
Okay.
nasty.
You are too
All right,
much.
you guys. I think I'll let Coach T finish what she has to say, and then I'll let you respond after that, Gabrielle. I think that'd be the best way to do it. I'll give you I'll add 2 more minutes to
It's
you, Coach
just
T.
it's just like y'all do this weird socialization thing where you think that just because you aren't saying the thing out loud, or you aren't loud and boisterous like I am, or rude or ignorant or filibustering, you think that I'm not picking up on the fact that you're being I'm not gonna say that word. But you're not being genuine and authentic in the conversation. The reality is that you're being passive aggressive and you were being nice nasty because you didn't like something that I said and you put eye roll emojis in the chat. That's the reality, and that's the truth of what it is, when you could have just waited when it was your turn. That, like, point blank, period. And you're still talking in the comments and it's still not your turn. Like, that's crazy. You could literally just wait for it to be your turn. Like, you telling me, well, you're interrupting me. You're literally chatting in the chat. Like, what are you talking about? Like, again, triggered. I do my best in your space because I really do enjoy being in your space, and you have these conversations that we really need to have, and stuff like that. And stuff like that is important, but I'll just say that in times when people are being disingenuous and they're emotionally gaslighting, and I pointed out, or other women who are a little bit more outspoken and boisterous, and we're being called rude, and we're being called we're interrupting, and we're this and we're that, and oh, you just don't like, it doesn't feel like a safe space for people like me. And I'll just land with that.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me say this. I want all of you guys to have a safe space here and to feel like you can express yourself how you want. I really, 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 really do. But y'all know me and y'all know I can be y'all know how I be talking to people. And sometimes when I upload the lives to YouTube, people call me rude and nasty and mean and stuff. And they say that I'm rude and nasty to black women. So when you guys if you guys are having an interchange, where y'all are going back and forth. I try not to do it on purpose or to say anything because I don't want people to say, because I'm the host, so I can drop people, black people. I don't want people to say that I'm trying to just, if somebody don't agree with me or somebody says this, that, and the third, here I come trying to come in, or I'm playing favorites like women have DM me and said that I play favorites with specific people. And so a lot of stuff goes on around with me specifically on the back end, which leads me to try to leave things for y'all to do it yourself. But I just want you to know, for me, I am definitely, this is a safe space for sure. At least I'm trying to. I respect you greatly, Coach T. I know everybody's not going to be the same way. I respect Gabrielle greatly. I respect Zora greatly. I've disagreed with something. I think all of my regular ladies that come on say, sometimes I might say I disagree, and other times I might just not say nothing, just because I don't want people to feel like I'm trying to, like police what y'all are saying, or you feel like if you say something I don't agree, that I'm gonna get on you. You know what I'm saying? So, they said that it's skipping. They said the live is skipping. So that means that probably somebody's reporting the live, and I don't even know why. But anyway, all I'm just trying to say in all of that is that I greatly, greatly respect all of you guys, and I'm just trying to do a hands-off situation here where I let you guys express yourself. Because I don't know what you guys tell me how far
I don't
you
think it's
guys want
skipping
me to
for us
take
because
it.
I don't think it's skipping for us because we on a panel. So like all of us on the panel can hear.
Okay. So you guys can let me know how far you guys want me to take it when you guys have debates or issues that may go further beyond the debate to like where like you guys aren't liking each other or whatever. Y'all let me know. You can let me know on the back end if y'all would like, or even on the panel, but I try my best to be, impartial for the most part. Now, I remember it was one time some lady was up here and she came up here, and Miss Chrissy Baby was up here, who comes a lot as well. And she had said something about Miss Chrissy Baby because she was attractive. Because she saw her picture, saw she was a pretty woman, and was like, oh, well, look at you, you're putting yourself together, so you must want male attention or something. And I had to get on her for that, because that was just ridiculously stupid. And I never even seen that lady before. So it was like, you don't even come around here to even have a debate, like, like it's a family situation where we all are in space with each other a lot, but I've never seen you before. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So you guys let me know, what times you guys want me to say something, because like I said, I want all of you guys to feel heard and stuff, because it's put me in a weird space, because I do respect all of y'all, and I want y'all to know that, because I am a big proponent of doing that. Because like, if this was let's just say this, if there was a man up here, right, and he was making y'all feel, I would have, this wouldn't even be going on. You know what I'm saying? Because whether I agreed or didn't disagree, he would have been blocked, because I'm not going to allow men in the space to cause any problems, whether I agreed or disagreed or nothing. So I give a certain type of, because we're all black women, if that makes sense to you guys at all.
But some of us are females, Trick, so maybe that's part of it. Some of
Yikes.
us.
Don't do that. Don't do that, because now you're, okay, Zora, you're bad. All right, let me
I want to say something though.
Gabrielle wants to respond to after you're done.
Oh, because listen, I think the part for me is the neurodivergent piece. I want to talk about it from that lens, Trig,
Give me 2
directly.
minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes, Zora.
Okay, I want to talk with you about it because you were saying I need a timeout. Because you were saying, have a conversation. So neurodivergently, right? So it's one thing to say, okay, giving everybody the space to do this, and I do understand that. I get it as a host. I'm saying that when we privilege YT supremacy, and I'm gonna say it directly, you already know we have had it out with Gabrielle a couple of times because I think, and I've called her correctly a covert narc. It bothers me that people can hide their niceties behind covertness, while people who are culturally black, meaning that we're just going to say what it is. It's going to be direct. It's going to be perceived as mean, and that's fine. And that's what Coach T is standing in. It's how it's perceived, right? And that it's mean in that we're not going to do social niceties. That's the opposite. And people can't get that. So they're going to, oh, you're flexing on being mean. No, it's read in society. If you don't do niceties, you're mean. So be it. That's what's happening. And when people like me, or even how Coach T is running it down about it being mean, are literally just being direct, and then it's just, oh, we're all here in the same space. We're not in the same space, because when I'm responding to an Amina, I'm responding to what she's actually doing, that she's covering up. And excuse me, is it my turn to speak? These bitches are kind of dumb, and I'm just gonna talk about my son. No, bitch, I'm responding to that energy. But I'm gonna do it directly, that I'm supposed to be in the space and everybody gets the same amount of quote unquote grace. And this is not even a critique of how you run your spaces, because you already know I enjoy being over here. What I'm saying is that I'm pointing out the difference. If Coach T is directly addressing something, and a Gabriella or a Gigi or another stupid motherfucker is in the chat putting eye rollies, but then doesn't want to take responsibility when given the time, Coach T gave her time. Speak to what you're rolling your eyes about. And she filibusters to other topics about Amina, then we have a problem, because we're not even the same, because we can't even fight fair. Because now I'm looking like the one who's fighting while you're actually fighting what you're covering up with, excuse me, I want to present an idea. Bitch, you're being rude and dangerous. And I'm addressing it directly, and then it's read as, oh, that's what I'm saying, Trick, that there's a culture to read black women who are culturally black and or direct as the problem, and everybody has space and grace, when no, the problem is that I'm responding to you. I'm responding to you. That's what I wanted to say in response to you asking about what I thought about the running. So that's it.
Okay, all right, I got you, Zora. All right, let me go up here to Gabrielle so that she can rebut what she said. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. What I was trying to say earlier is that when Amina was up here and speaking there, I agreed with about, I want to say like 70% of what she was saying. I thought it was great that she said she was raising her sons, from what she was saying. It sounded like she was raising her sons to, be respectful and go out into the world and be decent people and be good people. And I liked how she also said that if they did not do that, that they would not have a safe space to come back to her and basically get cover for, mistreating and abusing women. I unfortunately don't think that that's the norm. I do think that if that was the norm when it comes to how boys are, raised and socialized, I think the world would look very different. And I think that the original story that we can see screenshotted here speaks to that. There was someone in the chat, I don't remember who it was, but they said that even if parents raise their sons to do well, that, when they go out into the world, that's going to have an influence on them. I do agree with that as well. But I think that also speaks to the point that I was saying about socialization, because yes, parents, mothers, fathers, they're not the only ones who socialize their kids. Obviously, that's true. But that's what I was speaking to earlier when I mentioned socialization. When boys go out into the world and they are going to school with other boys, or, in extracurricular programs or whatever kids do, that also impacts their socialization. So that's why I was saying earlier, I feel like we obviously there are biological differences, but I think in many cases socialization overrides that, because so much of what impacts the way boys are, how they interact, how they move through the world, how they treat women and girls, it deals with not just how they're raised, but also media, also their friend groups. A lot of times there are some boys who are, raised to do well by women, but then they get in their friend groups with other boys, and, those boys like basically pressure them out of it. That too is also a form of socialization. So that's why I'm really honing in on socialization. I feel like that does not get talked about a lot. I feel like there's a lot of, focus on biological differences, but if society collectively socialized boys to be good people on top of parents doing the same, I think the world would look very different. And I think boys, men, women, and girls would be happier and, safer. And that's why I just kind of wanted to, applaud about 70% of what Amina was saying.
Okay, all right, I got you, Gabrielle. Okay, I'm gonna go here to Trice, then Gigi, and then Miss Chrissy, and then I'll also get the ladies that are in the queue. Go ahead, Trice.
Yes, it's Treese.
Oh, Treese. I'm
I
sorry,
know,
Treese.
It's okay. I noticed it's skipping. I know my Wi-Fi is bad, so I'm not sure what's what. So the mother and son duo with the lady, the young girl, unfortunately passed away in London. I'm so fortunate now that we got a little bit of justice going on. I'm just upset that it took this long. These people could escape. I'm appreciative at the fact that these was dumb criminals and that the mother don't know how to lie. That's the only thing I can be appreciative of because she's an idiot. They all are. I guess the story is going to eventually unfold as when the trials come up. I'm just can't stand that this is a continuous pattern of young people or people getting unalive, particularly these young girls going on these dates with these young men. As we see in the headlines, we got the singer David. I don't want to add too much to your live if you don't want to speak on too much other stuff, being respectful. But and the young girl Celeste, that's like another similar story. Body just found. She's a young girl, and it was discovered that she was dating with her older guy. It's questionable of how long has she been dating this grown man as a youth. Was the parents aware of it? Some of us get an impression that the parents was aware of it. Maybe they frowned on it and she snuck around. Who knows? She was 17, about to be 18. So some people feel as if it's not so much control. I noticed that some females don't activate disciplining their sons when they become of a certain age and they see they are in some misogyny type of ways, if I'm saying that correctly, because they feel as if the mother feels as if it's not her place as a woman to be able to step in a male's life and correct or do too much, and they feel as if that's that boys will be boys code, right? They maybe make a man out of them some way, and they don't know nothing, so they leave it sometimes to the streets. Unfortunately, I am definitely not one of the ones. I'm a person who don't have children, but I was a legal guardian of my brother, and it seems like I raised other boys as well, like maybe older cousins who were strung out end up taking in their boys. It's kind of strange. So I've had to end up mentoring young men. All I can do is get from Smack's education. I wish I knew a lot more that I know now back then to be able to educate them on respect and sociology. But yeah, this is something that's a learning process for parents as they raising kids. I'm a mute.
Okay, all right. I appreciate you, Treese. All right, let me go up here to Gigi Cam. Go ahead, Gigi.
Hi, Trig. Thank you so much. I just want to first start off by saying I didn't like how Gabrielle was treated. I know I'm not trying to tone police or anything like that, but I feel like it's disingenuous to be like, why are you giving eye roll emojis? And then be like, okay, go ahead and explain yourself. And then she tries to explain herself and you cut her off and then say, well, you didn't say anything. And I feel like that's just disingenuous in general, period. And I found that kind of annoying. And you weren't even trying to listen to what she was trying to say. And me and Gabrielle's overall point was that socialization plays a huge role. We understand, obviously, that there's biological factors, and we don't need to have children to understand that, in my opinion. Obviously, we respect y'all's point of view for raising sons, but we understand that already there's biological differences, but we already know that there's been studies done where babies who can't even talk, they're so observant of their environment. They can learn. You can look up a video right now where there's this baby that understands anger from a parental figure and will alter their behavior in order to not upset that parental figure. So I know, Coach T, you say we don't socialize our kids. It's other kids because they're on their same power dynamic and peer level that socialize their children. But you can give little boys all the tools they need at home. And Amina kind of proved her point. And I think another lady proved her point. You can raise your sons to be the best people ever. Be safe around women. But once they step out into the world, how are they going to be able to fend themselves against all these things coming at them? White supremacy indoctrination, the misogyny indoctrination, on different scales, into the school teachers, their male figures, which more than likely they're going to adhere to a misogynistic ideology. And I think that just proves our point that if society, like Gabrielle said, supported, provided those tools for young men to be able to emotionally regulate, we would live in a better society. And I know, Coach T, you clarified saying that biologically they're going to need more help, just like how Zora was saying, people with ADHD, and I got ADHD too, and I was diagnosed as an adult. So Zora, we probably have similar journey with that because it is very difficult. But I think if there was more focus and with men, because men are in control, if they taught young men
to respect women and love them and socialize them out in public, out in the world, our society would be a better place. I think that was the whole point Gabrielle and I were trying to say. And to just, I know what you were saying, Coach T, but to put emphasis, like, I know why you're putting emphasis. So I believe you and I agree with you to an extent. But to bring it up when the stakes are so high for Black women, like we're getting murdered or murdered. I don't know how to unalived. I'm sorry, unalived. We need to talk about our society and the socialization of males more, in my opinion. But I'll yield there.
Now,
Okay. All right. So, Zora, were you trying to? I can give you 1 minute, Zora, if you wanted to rebut to that, and then I'll go up there to Miss Chrissy, baby, and Supervillain.
can I use the word witch with the B? Is that okay?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay. I'm gonna say female then. I'm a different type of female, the way that the men use it, okay? I'm a direct female. I resent passive aggressive females because you're still a female. You're just being a female covering it up. So we don't have nothing in common, female. We don't have anything in common.
Hey, female, we ain't
Because
got
I'm a
nothing in
direct
common. You
look
just
at
an
you. Look
ignorant
at you. Look at you.
POS. You're just
Look
an
at you.
ignorant
There we go.
POS.
Come on
Yeah,
out. Bring it
yeah, you
out.
already
There
came
we
out, so I'm gonna
go.
come out with you.
There we
I'm gonna come out
go.
with
There we
you. I'm
go.
gonna come out
So
with you.
now
You
I'm
been out.
address I'm gonna
You been
reclaim my
out.
time.
You been
Look at you
out.
being
You
dysregulated.
been out.
You're not
Yeah, I'm gonna be
regulated. You're not
dysregulated right with
regulated,
you.
female. Go
I'm
on
gonna be
mute. It's my. I'm
dysregulated
gonna need
right
another
with
minute.
you.
Trick. She's taking my time. Look at
Yeah.
her.
Look
What
at her.
happened to? What happened to
Weren't
this?
you just talking about this? Being passive aggressive and fake? Weren't you just talking about that?
Go back on mute so I can have my minute.
Exactly. All right, you can have your time now.
There we go. Okay. Good doggy. Okay, so this is what I want to say, Trick.
Oh my
When
goodness.
we have not addressed something specifically, which is we started out with Coach T literally donating her time because we could have just been talking about the topic, but she wanted to come up here and address us being quote unquote mean to Gabrielle while Gabrielle is rolling her. Now it's my time. Now I'm going to respect Trick's panel, but shut the fuck up. Go
You
on
shut the
mute.
fuck up, bitch.
Go on now. You see, she should go. Look at her using that word that you asked her not to use. Look at
Oh,
that.
okay. All right, you guys. This is you know what? Honestly, out of all the topics that we have talked about that have been, very provocative, I really didn't think that that this would be the topic that would get us, out of pocket like this. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I look, a guy just called me a bitch today, and which has happened, you guys know, multiple times, and I responded in kind, but I really would like us to refrain from calling each other bitches or witches, Zora, or itches. I think that man, I
But she
struggle
said
with
that when she
exactly
came
how.
up, Trig. She
Huh?
said that when she came up. That's what me and Zora were speaking to. Is this the
Oh,
energy she came up with? She came up here and called all of us bitchs, and she didn't have to say it, but that's what was lingering under because as soon as you scratched the surface, it jumped out. We heard what she said. It was the energy.
I didn't call her one. That's the difference. And you asked us not to.
When did I call
You see
y'all
how
the B word?
masterful. You see how
When did I call
masterful
y'all the
Trick.
B word? I said I didn't like
Look
how
at her.
y'all were ganging up on
okay.
Gabrielle.
You
That's what I
said,
said I didn't like.
Trick.
That's
You
what I
heard it,
said I
right?
didn't like.
I heard you use the B word. I wish that we could not do that. I would appreciate it if we would not do that. As Black women, I love it when we attack the men. That is something that brings me immense joy, bordering on orgasmic pleasure. Stop it. Let me quit. But to see you guys go at each other like that, that is the opposite of what I feel. So I would appreciate it when we do have discussions. Once again, I'm not trying to be anyone's mother, but I would like us to just attack the argument and not not the person. But I think I'm just gonna keep going.
Okay.
And oh wait, Zora, you didn't
Yeah,
finish.
I didn't get to finish my time because I got
Oh yeah,
interrupted for
yeah.
some
Go
reason,
ahead, go ahead.
even
I'll
though I
start
was being
your
very
2 minutes.
nice. I don't know what's going on here. I will say that, and my point is that we could have moved on from the topic, but we can't just say, "Oh, we just want to all get along" because we're human. So when someone does something like put a emoji, rolling their eyes, and being disrespectful, and I know Trick, you be catching that stuff because you be going off when people do it, who come in here who you don't know. that was not addressed and that was on the table. So maybe
Okay,
it's not.
well, let me say this. I saw the eye roll emoji. I did, but I felt like she didn't do nothing respectfully that y'all did. Y'all both went at each other. Y'all both said things. Y'all both was petty. Y'all both talked about each other. Y'all both did it back and forth. So I didn't feel like I could correct Gabrielle and not correct you. And I don't want to correct nobody because I'm not nobody's mama. I don't like to do things like that. And you know, it's something that me and my husband talk about a lot. Like he is a person that he can get smart with people and say things to them in such an eloquent way, like in person, where they don't even know he trying to be funny. Like you'll be like, I'll be like, you know what, babe? You was really calling him an idiot the whole time and they didn't even know. And he just looked at me with this smile like, yeah, that's one of my gifts. Me personally, that is not a gift of mine that I have. Like I really have a either chill or 100. I really don't have an in between. And so I try not to put myself in positions to where, because if I'm trying to be like, hey sisters, let's do this. Then if I go somewhere else, then it's 100. And then everything that I was attempting to do is lost because I really don't have a midpoint. It's either, 0 or
All or
100.
nothing.
So that's the reason why I didn't say anything, because I didn't want either of you guys to feel like I was trying to take sides or do anything. I just felt like both of you guys were giving it to each other. So I just let it alone. I just was like, hey, you know what? Everybody's getting smart. Everybody's going at each other. So let me just shut up and let it play out how it was going to. That's the reason why I
No.
didn't say anything.
No. I'm saying I wasn't asking you to address it. I'm saying I'm just recounting what happened, how we
Oh,
got.
you're saying y'all wanted to. You wanted
Gabrielle
to.
did not
Okay.
address it. She was given time in Coach T's time to address what you trying to say, bitch. Just get it over with. Like, what is it? What do you
Oh,
want?
okay. I get
And
what you're
she
saying.
instead took her time to go back to the intellectual, ideological part instead of addressing her behavior. So we're having two different discussions. We can disagree about ideology to a point, but again, some people are interpreting opinions and taking our things that we just laid out and using them as their own. But the behavior is what we're addressing because I'm getting read as just a female, and that's fine. But I'll stand on it. But do you get what I'm saying? So I'm responding. And you already know I'm gonna hold my own, so I'm not even asking you to intervene. I'm saying that's what happened. So for her to literally go out of the conversation and say, okay, what's the eye roll about? Explain yourself. And she went out to talk about the ideology and socialization. It's punk behavior. I don't like it. That's it. I'm on mute though.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so Gabrielle, so because I know we're all going to be in these lives and will be like somebody said in the comments. Let me see who that was in the comments. Shoot, who was that? I think it was Harper, maybe. She said that this will spill into the next live, so might as well solve it now if it's possible. So can you address, Gabrielle, the eye rolling and why you didn't address that when Coach T asked you about it?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, the eye roll was basically the eye roll at the argument that Coach T was making. She openly said in the panel that, "Oh, I'm a mean person. It's passive aggressive. I don't like this. I don't like that." But then she was doing a lot of what she accused other people of doing. So it's like I just don't understand it. Like she has said, "Oh, I can read between the lines." She was saying a lot of stuff about Amina that I just didn't really agree with. That I really thought was out of pocket. It's like she talked over I think it was Amina who came up here and she was saying like, oh, don't say my name, don't say my name. She was very much doing all of that stuff, but yet she's complaining when someone puts eye rolls things in the eye roll emojis in the chat when literally everyone is in the chat. Like I put the eye roll emojis in the chat and she's like, oh, why can't you wait your turn? I am waiting my turn by staying on mute and being respectful of everyone on the panel when it's their time to speak. There are plenty of literally everyone has been dropping stuff in the panel even when they're not speaking, so it just very much felt like she just wanted to do whatever. But then if anyone says anything or disagrees with her, then it's a problem. It felt like she was saying because I was not agreeing with what she was saying, it's like, no, I don't agree with you, and that's fine. I'm not saying anything about how you raise your son, but I'm just saying ideologically, and that's why I jumped back to the socialization and jumped back to the point that I was making, because that was always the focus for me. So I just that's why I put the emojis in there. I just don't understand why the emojis are such a pain point for someone who admitted that they're not a nice person, admitted that they are that they are a mean individual. Her words, not mine. So that's why I put the eye roll emojis in there, so to speak.
Okay. All right. I got you, Gabrielle. Who's unmuted? Is that you, Coach T?
I'm confused on what the out of pocket comment was about. Like Is that, are you a pimp? Only hoes get out of pocket, and I'm not nobody hoe. But I hope that everybody heard what I heard. It is the nice nasty talking points, pain point. I didn't realize it was a pain point, and I just wanted to give you, basically you saying you wanted to give me a taste of my own medicine, but I'm the mean one. I'm rude. Be so fucking for real.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go up here to Miss Chrissy baby. Go ahead, Miss Chrissy baby.
Hi, Triggered. Hi, ladies.
Hey, how you doing?
I don't know what's going on, but Godspeed to everyone. I hope everybody has a better week. I wanted to address somebody that was in the comments. I think a dude said that this isn't important. It's a government shutdown. I'm an example of why conversations like this are important. I'm an air traffic controller. I haven't been paid in like a month. I have a lot of people I served with or went to school with that was terminated from their jobs in droves, and it's affecting Black women disproportionately from my perspective of how many phone calls I've had of women crying that are the sole providers of their family or themselves. And I think with everything going on, we are in extremely, like, I don't even want to get upset. I've never been so stressed in my life. We're in a very vulnerable situation for all of these monsters out here to take advantage of us. So yeah, the government shutdown, I think out of everyone, is affecting Black women more, in my opinion, from my observation, because I'm one of them. And they're trying to starve us out. So yeah, subjects like this I think is important because we're about to be like thrown into the lion's den. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to address that person.
Okay, I wanted to say I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through it, Miss Chrissy baby. I really hate that so many people are so that they would rather vote for racism than vote for, for something that would be in their better interest. Because I can't say best interest. You know how the America goes. You're screwed either way. But I know that it wouldn't be this bad if people hadn't voted for Trump. But it is what it is, and I'm so sorry that you're going through this. And I think that unfortunately, I think that things are gonna get worse, Not saying that everybody's on food stamps or anything. I'm not saying that. But I do know that there are a lot of people that are vulnerable that are on food stamps, and they just said November 1st, ain't nobody getting nothing. And there's a lot of people that, rely on that too to eat and everything. And it's a crazy situation that we're in right now. And I think that it's culminating into something. What that something is, that's up to you and what you think. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely believe something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually scared about that as well.
I
Go
just
ahead, Miss Chrissy, baby.
I just feel like Black women are a target right now. You
Yeah,
just wouldn't believe how many lost everything from this, like everything. So
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like I don't even. I'm just so sorry. And it's just like I think one of my biggest things that I don't like, and you guys can tell me if y'all agree, but I don't like to pay for decisions that I have nothing to do with. Like or choice, like how somebody, not decisions, like how somebody does an action and you pay for it even though you didn't do it. Like, yeah, like Coach C said, collateral damage. I think that's like one of the most disgusting things ever. Like how like there's been so many stories of like Black femicide where I'm not trying to victim blame or anything, but you seen like a girl, right? Choose a man that clearly looks like a Pookie, right? And that man goes and unalives like the mom, the dad, or the sister, like a whole bunch of other people pay for it, even though it was only her decision to be involved with that man or something like that. Yeah, or her friend. Like there's so many stories I've seen of like friends trying to rescue their their friends from a man, and then they ended up getting unalive. I think it's the same situation like right now with what Miss Chrissy Baby and other black women are going through, that you didn't do this. You had nothing to do with it, but yet you're still suffering and paying for somebody else's stupidity. You know? How are you doing, Miss Chrissy Baby? How are you feeling?
Um, it's pretty it's pretty stressful. A lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, why don't you have like thousands and thousands of dollars in savings?" Like, I'm probably the first one in my family with this, with I guess quote generational wealth. So I've been helping other people in my family. I have two children myself. I have one in college, that just started school. So, um, I don't think anybody would want to work 6 days a week, long hours at the most stressful job and not get paid. Um, I think the TSA workers, like a large population of that, are and I don't only care about black women, I don't care about anybody else, but because they're moms and they're getting $15 vouchers and saying, good luck, you can't bring a airport voucher home to feed your kids. Um, it's not like we can't get unemployment, particularly my job. It's not like I could Uber drive on and I'm not trying to be a victim or anything, but I just want to point out, like, there's biochemists, there's sociologists, there's black women that has like degrees, and in the private sector, it's not that easy for us to get a private job with 1,800 degrees. So the federal government did kind of give us an out to kind of live a comfortable life, and they're just getting rid of us or just starving us out till we have no choice but to quit, in my opinion.
That's terrible. That's so disgusting. Like, I don't even know what to say to that. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna see if maybe there's some way that if you can give me people's like information, or like if there can be like some type of like GoFundMe or stuff for black women that
To
are
do that, we can't even do the GoFundMe. We can't even do that because we're federal employees.
oh my goodness,
You know
that's
what?
crazy.
They
Yeah.
call it they call it mutual aid. So there's always a way around it because we've always found a way. Miss Chrissy, baby. So I don't know if you're in
Can
community
we
with.
can we do like a cash app or something like that I can post
It's
on
just
my
you can't
community tab?
solicit. You just can't solicit. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I feel like this is so intentional. Like you can't. Like if a pilot comes by work and drop off pizzas to TSA or air traffic controllers or whoever, that's fine. But like you can't. Like I can't be like, oh, I need money. You know what I mean? I can't say that as a federal employee. It's
Okay, so how
because I'm
about this?
a public
How,
servant.
okay, so how about if I just say, I don't say anything on there. I just put like, these ladies, they need their hair done, okay, or something stupid like that, and I can put your cash apps on there, and then I can have lies where I don't mention you guys directly, but I kind of infer something. Can I do that, or can I say these women need birthday gifts or something?
I'll ask my union rep, but we already kind of got briefed on everything,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's kind of just scary to do anything. Like it's scary to call out, it's scary to do anything because they want to terminate you.
Okay.
I
Well, I'm
appreciate
here
that
for
so
you.
You
much.
just need cash in
I don't
hand,
want to get
basically.
anybody in trouble. Yeah, I don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything like that.
Okay, well, I'm here for you. If it be on the back end, if there's anything that I can do, just let me know. Anything I can do with my platform, I will do it for you guys. Just let me know.
Okay, thank you so much. But I just want people to just get a perspective of what I'm saying. Like we're the most vulnerable and the thing that's messed up, we didn't even do this collectively as Black women, and we're about to be the most hurt by this because even if Black women don't have a federal job, some of them are again providers of family members and nieces and helping other kids go through college and stuff like that. So it's going to be a trickle down effect. I definitely think the food stamp thing, I don't care about other communities or ethnicities, but the Black women have to go through this. We're already have a high femicide rate, and if we're just thrown out into the wolves, like what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
What about gift cards? Do you have like a PO box or something? You can get like grocery gift cards or something, so it's really
No,
not
we can't.
traceable.
Mm, I don't know. I don't want to risk anybody getting in trouble because it's been like harassing emails for like a whole year. Like it's just been.
Um, so they laid y'all off. They didn't like fire y'all, terminate y'all. They just laid y'all off or furloughed
I
y'all.
can't
So
get
you
fired
technically
because,
still an employee.
well, I'm an air traffic controller, so I still have to go to work 6 days a week, just not paid.
Oh, okay. It's the shutdown. Okay, I'm sorry. I missed that part. Okay,
That's okay.
got you.
Now the people that work for other federal agencies, VA, FEMA, CDC, like I don't think people really understand how many black educated women are in those jobs. They have just been completely um, let go, like fired. NASA, all of that. And it's not like they are. I mean, there's no offense to anyone with a high school diploma. That's not what I'm saying. These are like biochemists and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I've
Right.
been working in,
The
right,
professionals, the job they've been telling us for decades to go to school to get a
right,
degree to work.
right. Even contractors. A lot of people don't even know that they work for a federal contractor. They're starting to let people go, and they're just finding out that, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, let us know.
I appreciate
Don't
it.
just
I
be
just
out
want
here. Don't
people to
just be
get
out here
the
with nothing. Let us know what we can do. We know what we can't
uh,
do. Let us know what we
get the
can.
word out that Black women are probably the most vulnerable. And I know that there's gonna be Black men that laugh and be like, ha ha,
Okay.
those get those degrees, but just really understand like what this means for a lot of unemployed Black women with everything going on. It's just, I feel like we're being set up for slaughter, in my opinion. I might be reaching, but
Hey, Miss Chrissy, baby. If you can DM me on the back end, exactly what type of live you'd like me to have and like the bullet points to discuss, let me know, please, and I'll do it. I'll do it like
okay.
tomorrow if you want me to.
Well, what
Just
if
tell
we
me
do
exactly.
TikTok? What if we do TikTok gifts? Can we do something like that?
We can't. I don't want to get even you guys. I don't want to get
Yeah,
anybody in trouble for it.
she doesn't want any
Yeah.
money exchange. She
Any
just wants to get
monetary
the word
exchange?
out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to get anyone in trouble for that. Because again, we're public servants, so technically we're sworn
Yeah,
an oath to. Yeah, right.
that's fine. So we'll. She
Oh,
said
it's
she'll
like a
have a
gift
live.
limit thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she just wants to
Okay.
focus on the information getting out.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
this
So if you
information.
Yes, if you can just send me the stuff that you want me to talk about, Miss Chrissy baby, like if it like a bullet, like the like okay,
Okay.
so just like the topic and then maybe subtopics, like maybe four of them or whatever. Just send them to me real quick through the DM and I will discuss that tomorrow.
Okay, sure. I think the people that have been let go, just community. I've been trying to find stuff like the Salvation Army or stuff like that, for the women that lost their jobs or whatever. I mean, they're just really hard. It's hard to talk to them right now because, of course, they're distraught because they dedicated their whole life, and that not only just for the monetary reasons. Like a lot of these are researchers, and you know what I mean. So I don't know if I'm rambling. Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay, it's okay. Just yes, if you could please, Miss Chrissy baby, if you could please do that, I really would appreciate it because I really will talk about it tomorrow. Because since you're in it, then you know intimately aware of exactly what needs to address. Yeah, okay. You said that you'll do it. Okay, great. So I'll be waiting for that, and that'll be the discussion tomorrow. Let me go up here to supervillain. Go ahead, supervillain.
Yes, and just my heart goes out to Miss Chrissy, baby. I missed a big portion because I've been going back and forth. I did want to say, with the Black women losing their job, it's outside of the government as well. I'm one of those women that were laid off from both of my jobs. I worked from home, and I think I had told you, Trick, recently. I have to work outside now, so I'm grateful that I got something, but it's a definite huge change of environment because y'all know I do not like to go outside. I don't like to be in the wild with these knickknacks. But that is a huge thing. There's a lot of Black women who lost their jobs and they are not able to get similar jobs. They have to take lower paying jobs. Even I know some professionals in the healthcare field that have to get jobs at McDonald's now. Not that nothing's wrong with McDonald's, but they're used to being in the healthcare field. It's just a whole other ball game. So a lot of Black women are definitely suffering. A lot of us are suffering in silence due to shame. And I want to just put, I don't know if you've seen the videos recently. I've come across at least 3 different ones where Black men are celebrating the, I guess, November shutdown of food stamps. They're they're having joy because they feel like, oh, this is what's going to cause Black women to come back to them. These men are not even considering that a huge portion of that service goes to hungry like it actually is what feeds children outside of going to school and school lunch and breakfast. And the fact that that was the first concern is going to show how much they're going to use this as an abuse system to further harm Black women and children. I just want us to be aware of that. So in any way that we can help each other out, this is the time where we really need to stick together. I did want to say to the discourse that happened earlier, I know we moved past that. I just want to say, Zora, Gabrielle, Coach T, y'all all bring a different point of view. This is why I like coming to this space, because we're all different women. So I've been in panels with you, so intelligent. Coach T, you know, when you first came to the live, I was like, oh my God, I enjoy your videos. I watched them on the low. You used to talk a lot about sex, even though I'm celibate. I used to enjoy your videos about that. Even Gabrielle, I don't know if y'all know Gabrielle, she's a young lady who travels around the world. She's doing something I wish I could have did had I not had a teen pregnancy. So I just want us to know that we may not agree on everything, nuances, all this other stuff, but I just want us to still be able to come here to this space and tell our point of views. Again, I appreciate all of y'all being from different walks of life. And I think it's okay for us to have discourse as long as we can come back and talk about the issues again, like tomorrow, things that will help Black women like me and Miss Chrissy. So I just want to let y'all know I'm not ashamed or embarrassed. I'm not mad about the discourse because we're being real, we're being our authentic self, and this is the safest place to do it, right? No judgment here. As long as we come back tomorrow and we still got the same main goal of, curbing Black women's behavior, I'm fine with it. I just want to let y'all know I love all of y'all. And for y'all to validate that little girl in you, let her know that she's loved, do something fun for her. And I think I'm gonna just yield there. I am so busy back and forth at work, y'all. I can't even participate the way that I used to, but I enjoy the little time that I get to come here and speak with y'all. So thank you so much, Trick, for this space.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I appreciate you, super villain. I did want to ask you guys a question. I just want to make sure that, like I said, I know we are all individual women, and you guys are all in control of your own, self and stuff like that. And I respect that. I just want to make sure that you guys, if you guys feel that if there's things that you would like me to do, you know what I'm saying, as a host, because I think like back when I really started doing like lives heavy, there was a Black woman, she's married, I'm not gonna say her name though, that used to come in my lives all the time, right? And she used to come in, and she used to get smart with dudes, which of course y'all know I don't have no problem with that. But she would tear these dudes up. Even if sometimes, sometimes the men come in and they don't really say nothing, or they're not doing anything wrong, or they might even say that they agree. She would be getting on all of them. And I never said anything, because what do I look like defending a man over a Black woman? It's never going to happen. So I had went to one of her lives, and she had like this man up here, and this man was really going at me. And, I was very upset by that, because she did not do anything to defend me. She just let this man talk to me reckless. And I would have never, let her do that. I would have never let a man do that to her. And so I remember after that, I left the live. I was very upset about it. And I unfollowed her and everything, because we followed each other. I unfollowed her. I didn't say anything to her. She came in my live, and I told her I felt some type of way about what she had did. I talked to her in the DM. I said, hey, the fact that you let this man talk to me reckless, and I never did that to you, that hurt my feelings. And she tried to throw it off to me, talking about, it was her lie. She was trying to be fair to the man on the panel and all this other stuff. And I was like, be fair? Like, I don't never be fair when it comes to black women and anybody else. And I blocked that lady, you know what I'm saying? And that made me feel like she dropped the ball as a host. And that happened to me again with another black woman who let a black man talk to me reckless, even though she was in my lives, getting active with everybody. And I never let people play with her either. And so my thing in telling y'all this, and I blocked her too, because it was just like, I'm not about to go back and forth with you, because at the end of the day, we're talking online. What is me really arguing with you for gonna accomplish? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just gonna block you and never talk to you again. But I just experiencing that and feeling how betrayed I felt. I just don't want any of you guys to feel that way. And so if you feel that way, if I've done anything to make you feel like that, please, you could talk to me now or talk to me on the back end, because I try my best to toe the line of, respecting all of you. So I hope I respect all of you. I will protect all of you. Now, when there's certain things going on with us all being black women, I kind of let you guys express yourself, but I would never let anybody else come in here and talk to y'all, you know what I'm saying? Or go back and forth with y'all. Not no men, not no black men, not no white men, not no Asian man, not no white woman, not no white Latina, not no Asian woman, nobody. And I hope you guys know that. And I hope I'm doing a good enough job as a host. And if I am not, please let me know what I can do better, because I am not a person that's like really full of ego like that. I'm really actually a very self-deprecating individual. So I'm very open to whatever you guys want to say. Just let me know, because I really do love y'all and I really do love black women. And honestly, I really do. And the only reason why I hold these lives is because I love y'all so much, and I really enjoy engaging with all of you. Even if I don't agree, I still enjoy engaging with you and seeing you. And if I don't see you guys and y'all are not there, I think women can attest. I will hit y'all up and be like, "Hey, I haven't seen you. Are you okay?" So just let me know though if I'm not doing a good enough job as far as balancing however you guys want me to. And that's for anybody to answer. If you guys are on the panel, I'm receptive to it. If there's something you need me to do, any of you guys, I'll mute. I'll mute up.
I,
I
I,
think you're doing great, Triggered. Yay.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't think you're necessarily doing anything wrong. I like that you are neutral. Again, I think us having discourse amongst ourselves is real, as long as we get back to the main topic, which is correcting black women's behavior. We're all gonna not like each other all the time, and I think that's fair. I don't think expecting perfection from black women, especially in a space where we're trying to be ourselves authentically without judgment, is fair. So I think you did the right thing by being neutral. I think it's okay that we have discourse, and as we come back tomorrow and are discussing how to correct our behavior as black women. And yeah, that's how I feel. Thank you.
Okay, you guys. Well, I appreciate that. I just want to make sure that you guys know that I'm open to any critiques that you guys have. Like I really, really am, because I really do want all of you guys to keep coming around. I do want to talk to all of y'all. And I respect all of you guys greatly. And yeah, I'm not even gonna get too messy. I'll say like there's people that have been on the panel today. How about I say that? That way nobody can pinpoint who it is. There's people that were on the panel today that some person, a black woman that just came around recently, said that she felt some type of way about some interchange. I think she had it in the chat and then in the box. And she was like, am I welcome there? And I had to tell her like, hey, yes, 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 yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. We all may not agree, but if you disagree with that person and you want to address it, then just come on the live. You can have a discussion. And I managed to, get her to still keep coming around. So I try the best that I can do. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not everybody's a cup of tea and everybody won't like me and stuff like that, or my takes or whatever. But just know that you're loved by me, even if you don't want to come around. But I hope that you will. But let me go. I'll start back from the bottom to the top again. If anybody has anything else to say, I'll start with Zora.
Let me sit this one out. Circle back to me if we get the opportunity. If not, then I'm
Okay,
glad to
I
be in the
got you.
space. But
All right,
I
I
will
got you.
say that I'm on 10, so I'm not. I mean, 10%, not 10. So I wouldn't say that I'm fully being myself because I would have cleared some stuff out a little more. So I will say that I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay. If you, hey Zora, I think you know what? Now that you said that, I think this might be the time for that. So if everybody, now that everything's dimmed down a bit, if we want to clear everything out now, I think that'd probably be the time to put everything on the floor, you guys. So if you guys would like to do that, I think this is probably the time.
I'll just say that for me, it's like I think of course I'm here, right? And we disagree about certain things diametrically about certain things. And if I've ever had an issue about behavior, which is different than ideology, I want to point that out again. I've hit you up in your back channel. Hey, is everything cool? What's you come into my space and like, is you cool? So it's going to be directness. I respect directness more because I can check it in the moment. I think maybe I don't this is the reason I'm struggling is I can't tell you what to do in your space, and I'm grateful to be able to do the amount of what I am. And I don't say everything I think, right? Is what I'm trying to say. And I don't say it the way I want to say it all the time because I respect that you have rules over here, which is why I didn't call anybody that B word. But I will say that I think for me, it's like I don't. It's difficult for me personally. I'm gonna talk about it personally to get it kind of reduced down to just two people having a difference of opinion because it's not a difference of opinion. One is superior, and I don't need you to necessarily say that, Trig. Like that's not what because I'm sovereign in a lot of kind of ways. So it's not even an expectation. I don't even think it's probably the best for the space. But I will say there is a difference between the people who are willing to say it directly and the ones who are feel a moral superiority to be able to call out other people's behavior, but indirectly about some things they're not even in the conversation of. That's my issue. And there was a couple people who pointed out in the chat that let's say I'm addressing Amina directly and her misogyny. Because I do take offense to when she does the female thing and the insisting and the defendant of boy, all that crazy stuff and the tone and behavior is not just what you say, it's how you do it. It is how you do it. And when we kind of lean into the respectability politics, that annoys me. That's it. That's all. That's all. But it's just an annoyance more than anything. So yeah, I think you otherwise do a great job of moderating and allowing us to have discussion because we don't have a lot of practice in not going all the way left, but sometimes it needs to. That's it.
Okay, I
I hope
think
you get what
now
I'm
I
saying.
think I understand what you're saying. I will say this, okay, and I'll be transparent. Sometimes I see things, right? And I feel a vibe or a way about it. But I feel like, and this isn't for you or whatever, it's for me. I'm only speaking for me here. When I feel like if there's something that I see like that, and I have seen things like that from different people, I guess it kind of like if you want to say like throwing rocks and hiding your hands, if you will. I seen it. No, I don't like it. Yeah, sometimes I be wanting to say, hey man, I really don't like that. I mean, if I be real, it's not anybody that's on the panel right now. So I don't want anybody to think I'm directed to anybody on the panel because I'm not directing it to anyone on the panel or anyone that spoke today. But it's people that have been in the live that I don't even like. I don't like them at all. I don't like the way they say things. I don't like the way they speak. I don't like their takes. I think their takes is always stupid. But once again, I don't say anything because I feel like I'm trying my best to not be a hypocrite and say that this is a safe space for black women and not just black women that I like or black women that, whose behavior that I necessarily, co-sign. But I do understand what you mean that sometimes you feel like it needs to be addressed. And sometimes if it has to get ugly, it has to get ugly. You may have a point there. I don't know. You may be right, but I just know me, and I know that if I let things go too far, not on you guys' end or anything like that, but I just know if it goes too far on my end, my default is to disconnect. So first thing I'm gonna do is block you and never talk about you again. Well, first I'll probably get ignorant, and then that's the next step. And then now here I've isolated a black woman, just because I don't like her or whatever. But so but I do know what you're saying though. I really do understand I understand exactly what you're saying. It's just, I try to toe the line because I'm trying to be impartial. I may not be doing the best job, but that's the only reason why I don't. You get what I'm saying, Zora? Or does that sound crazy?
Understanding what I'm saying, because sometimes I'm not sure. That's the neurodivergence. I'm not sure people understand what I'm saying. And I think you do get it. I think the part for me is that safety for me, and I don't expect it. That's the thing. I don't expect it in this space, but you provide it to a high degree because it's also the real people are bringing their real world behaviors. I'm saying that when Supervillain was talking about correcting be okay women's behavior as a collective, I'm more kind of involved in it in a intimate way is what I'm trying to say, because it's hard to go forward with something just from an ideological place is what I'm trying to say. So we have a real time ability to do that and create a code of conduct for how we engage with each other that's black centered and not kind of leaning towards the, well, if you do it and covertly, then it's seen. Because I'm not I mean, I'm wild, I guess, but I'm not wild, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I think I'm seen as wild because you're always like, Zor, come up and say what you were saying in the comments or something like that. But it's seen as wild when I'm responding to, in my opinion, also helping to create a safe space. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm asking about being read. Like, if someone's doing something that is toxic or dangerous or violent, but they're doing it with a Karen or a smile or, do you get what I'm saying? Like, then it's like,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah, okay. So I get what you're saying. I think
yeah.
you mean like, okay, so this is it. Tell me if I'm wrong. So you're saying, because some people prefer direct aggression than covert aggression. So you mean if there's something going on, you want somebody to say it, but you don't want to feel like somebody being funny or trying to just allude to something or be smart, but being fake about it. Is that what you mean?
I mean that when when I'm responding to something, I'm real. I don't start stuff, but it comes off as if I am just always in conflict and starting stuff. But in my opinion, how I've been in spaces, particularly with Black women, is that to create a safe space, the passive aggressiveness can't be part of the norm. Is what I'm trying to say, because then it gets read at the person who's speaking to it directly, not you. Because I'm never like, Trig, you gonna say something like some people do. I'm going to just address the person directly. So I'm not going to triangulate you into it. It's what I'm trying to say. Well, not directly.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
You
yes,
are
yes.
you?
But okay, so if we're gonna put it on the floor here and put it out here, what I
Yeah.
feel like is you're saying that, because I really feel like you're speaking about somebody specifically. I feel like you're saying that Gabrielle is passive aggressive often, and you don't like the way she says things. You think that she's a Karen. Is that it? And I'm going to a point, but I feel like that's what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I've said that directly to her, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, like, when we allow that to be the default communication style, then it's not going to be a quote
Okay.
unquote safe space for me, because I'm going to address something that is dangerous. Because if I'm talking to someone and then whoever it be, because it's not just Gabriella, but I've had I've like, I'm direct, so I'll call her all kind of names because she is it. But then it's read as name calling, but it's not. I'm naming your behavior, but I'm just
Okay.
not taking
Well,
the white. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yes,
I mean, and I get what you're saying about that too. But I do think that if you want to address the behavior or whatever, and I have no problem if you guys are having an interchange and you feel like she's doing something and you want to call it out. The only thing that I would like for y'all to do, if possibly, is to refrain from is like, calling people bitches and hoes and things like that. I feel like you can correct it or check it or whatever without going there. And I hate to do that because I don't want to sound like I'm trying to once again tone police you. But I just feel
yeah.
like once those words come out, then for certain people, then that's a whole nother situation. Now the people can't even have the conversation because they're so mad about that. You know what I'm saying? Cause
No,
that's for me, cause
I'm gonna try one more time.
cause maybe I don't get what you're saying. Maybe I don't, maybe I'm not understanding.
No,
You there, Zora? Um, are you there, Zora? I think, do you guys hear her?
if I want to be like Gabrielle,
You're breaking up,
this is good.
Zora.
I've done
No,
that
she
now.
breaking up. You
Zora,
breaking
you
up,
breaking up. Yeah, so you got to start from the beginning because I didn't hear anything, Zora. You was breaking up. You there?
Zora. Zora, if you can hear us, you have one bar, so we can't hear nothing you're saying.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna let Zora, I'm gonna put a pin in that. When she starts breaking up, I'll let her speak again. That way I can hear, you know what I'm saying, what she has to say. I'm gonna come back to you, Zora, because I definitely want to hear what you were saying. Because I want to make sure that I'm comprehending what you're saying. And I'm not, I'm misunderstanding. And Coach C, I'll let you go next because maybe you might understand. Because I know you guys keep company a lot. Maybe you'll understand more of what she was trying to say while we wait for her connection. Did you have anything to say, Coach T?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm still I'm multitasking, so I'm doing a lot of different things and trying to still be present and embodied in the conversation. So right now, I literally don't have anything nice or productive to say, and that's just me being completely 100% honest because of just the behaviors and like I'm just disgusted and annoyed by it, and so I'm gonna need a minute, but I'll let you know in the back chat once I can like really collect my thoughts and process everything.
Okay, okay. All right. I'll go up here to Gabrielle. Gabrielle, if you had anything to say, and yeah, if you had anything to say to this, maybe you can clarify some of the things that they might possibly think that was going on. I don't know. I'm just trying my best to be impartial here. Go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, no, thank you. I definitely do have thoughts on it. And I really don't agree with the passive aggressive claim. I mean, I don't think anything I said was passive aggressive. I think I was very direct in saying that I don't agree with the lens that Coach Chi and Zora put on the biology. And again, this is not me telling them how to raise their kids, their sons. This is not me telling them what to do. This is just me saying from my perspective, I heard their argument. I listened to it very clearly and it just didn't resonate with me. And that's fine. Like I said in the chat, everyone is not going to see this the same way. And I get what she was saying. Oh, this is not about, one argument versus another argument. Some arguments are superior. And it's like, I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I just do genuinely believe that what we were talking about, that socialization is the predominant factor. And I feel like a lot of the animosity that was directed towards me came from the fact that I was basically standing on what I was saying and wasn't you know, just saying, oh, you're right. I agree with you. It's like, no, I don't. And again, I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to tell you what to think. I was kind of taken aback by the fact that me putting the eye roll emoji in the chat was such a big deal. I think virtually everyone who's been in this space has used the chat at one point to drop thoughts or emojis or whatever when other people on the panel were speaking. And I didn't like some of the animosity that was directed towards Gigi Cam or I think Amina. Amina when she was up here, and I really, for me, I just think there's a difference between passive aggressive versus just saying I don't agree with you or your argument doesn't resonate with me. And I understand that both Coach She and Zora have sons, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, for me, from where I'm sitting, what they were saying about the emphasis they were putting on biology, that argument, it just doesn't resonate with me. I really don't know how to be more direct than that. So I'm happy to hear what they have to say, and hopefully I can respond to what they have to say. But I'm just saying, from where I'm sitting, I don't think I was passive aggressive. I don't think what I said was wrong. I don't think either one of us is going to change the other's mind. But that's just what I think. I'm happy to, like I said, hear feedback and hopefully get a chance to respond to, whatever is said.
Okay, all right. I got you, Gabrielle, and I respect your thoughts as well. So I'm not here to say anybody's wrong or right because I know everybody has their thoughts on things. Let me go back down here though. Zora, do you got your bars back, sis, or are you there
Do
that you could tell me
am
what? Because I want to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding you. Yeah, I hear you.
okay.
You there?
Let me
Okay, yeah.
yeah. Let me because Trig, I'm good. I'm good because it's like I just it's just it's too much. Yeah. I'll come.
Okay,
Let
so
me figure it out.
you think you can send me a message on the back end? I just
Yeah,
want to
because
make sure I understood what you're saying.
I wanted to talk about that, but I'm like on something else, and I don't know how to figure out how to pierce it out. So yeah, let me think about how to scaffold it. I appreciate you though.
Okay, well then if you come back, if you're still on the panel and you decide you figured out how you want to say it, then I'm here to hear it. Okay, so let me go up here to Gigi and then Supervillain.
Hey Trig, thanks for letting us, I guess, air out some stuff, but just like Gabrielle said, like, I don't understand why the emojis was such a big deal, and I feel like if you've created a space for Black women to talk about our issues, the things that we go through in life, and so when Amina was up here, and I didn't agree with the whole female, like, whatever the hell she was saying about that, but some of the points that she was making when she was talking about her sons, like, I did feel like, I think it's up to perception, how we perceive someone as being. And I can understand, especially as someone with ADHD, that and I was raised in the South, so the whole nice, mean, nasty, underneath the surface type of thing, like I totally get that, but it's up to perception also. And if you created this space for us to like be respectful to one another, if you're gonna be, disrespectful, it was I felt like it was disrespectful, to treat how Amina was treated, and obviously, we're all grown. It is what it is. But like, if you're gonna say like you don't like passive aggressiveness and you're direct, okay. But if you get that energy match and the energy matches some emojis in the comments, and then there's like this hypocrisy of trying to, I don't know. Like I just felt like it was just so. At the end of the day, we just didn't agree with what they were saying, and I felt like there was just a lot of animosity about that. And once the energy was given and the energy was given back, it's just okay. Now everybody's mad. But it is, it is what it is, I guess.
Okay. All right, I got you.
And
You ready, Zora?
because like she called me a bitch, and I don't mind. Like I like to go, but she would have got her feelings hurt if I was on my full thing because you asked us not to call names. So that's the part I'm talking about, Trig. So when you said that you don't want that said, and she said it, then that's what I'm saying. So now what? Where are we now? And that's for Trig.
Okay, so can I respond to that? So I had my whole
I'm
point.
asking
I
Trig
said
a
my whole
question.
point.
I'm asking Trig.
Okay, well, I'm asking Trey, can I respond to that?
I'll say for me, I didn't like the B word being used. Yeah. That's something that I am against on the platform. Just because of what I'm
She
trying to
called me a
do.
female dog. I understand what you're saying. She called me a female dog and she was trying to be funny. And I hadn't even said anything mean to her. I responded to the point, was talking about everything we were saying. And her response to me was, okay, I'm going to use the word female because she was trying to be funny off of what Amina was saying. She said, female dog, I have nothing in common with you. Because I had said I had ADHD too. And then I also was diagnosed as an adult. So I didn't pop it off. She called me a female dog, but I understand I used the B word after that, but I did not pop it off.
Yes, and I understand that as well. I think you guys both went at each other. I
I didn't
do.
call her a dog.
But I mean, you said you Zora? You asked me could you call her a bitch, but you said that you won't. Like that's essentially the same thing. Like I said, that's another reason why I didn't say nothing because I felt like both of y'all was doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, can you call somebody a bitch? And you say, I'm not going to call you a bitch because this person told me not to call you a bitch. That's calling me a bitch. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I see both sides there, but I can't pretend that I don't see that. Because if you ask somebody for permission, I know if I was in person, right, and I'm with a woman and she's asked somebody else, can I call her a bitch? I'm knocking your ass out just because you asked, because you calling me a bitch regardless. So now we getting active. Now I'm about to knock your ass out. But that's just me, because I feel like asking and saying is in the same vein. So yeah, she did say bitch, and that I don't like that. And I don't want that to be happening. And y'all will never hear me call a black woman a bitch on here. Because I don't believe in doing that, because I'm trying to uplift black women. But I'm saying I do think that those are both the same thing, if I'm being completely honest with my perspective. But now y'all are making me say what my thoughts are, but I've been trying my best not to. But I do see what Gigi is saying with that part, because you did ask and you did say other things that were rude, Zora. So she can say she did say that, but it was already up, is what I'm saying. So if it's already up, it's up. So now people about to just get into it. You know what I mean? But once again, these are not things that I do. I try not to do that because I told you I don't have an off button. Like for real, I don't. So I try not to even get into situations like this because I will be unruly. So I choose to not ever try to get to that. Because if somebody made me feel like I'm in a position to where I'm gonna call them a B, I'm running away from them because I can't afford to get into that situation. Because as I said before, I don't have an in between. I only have 0 or 100. So I try to get away from people that put me in 100 space because I'm not trying to be there. And
Now
fitness.
you reading me wrong. You reading me wrong. You reading me wrong. This is what I'm saying. Like I'm just showing the limitations of doing the thing because I'm just gonna call somebody a bitch, Trig. You know that. You should know that by now about me,
Yeah.
and then be ready to back it up. What I'm saying to you is I'm showing the limitations of the respectfully politics is which I did because now I brought it out, which is what my goal was. So, and I did not call her a bitch because I would have just called her one. I said we can't use that word, right? And I didn't even address her directly. They jumped into my conversation about Amina. That's what I'm saying to you. Like it's not your what do you call it? Your boundary is bitch. But they're being bitches before we get to the word, and I just demonstrated it by using myself as it because we can do passive aggressive, but I don't prefer it. That's all I'm saying. So I'm on. I'm just saying. So if bitch is the boundary, then if I made her say it without saying it to her, then does she get kicked? That's all I'm saying. Or would I get kicked if I just came up and like, look, you dumb bitch. Like you see what I'm saying? That's what
Um,
I'm saying. There's a
if you
limitation to it.
if you said that, I wouldn't kick you. If you said
Oh,
it, I
okay.
wouldn't
That's what
kick
I
you.
need to
I would
know.
just tell you,
Okay, then
can
come
we
on.
refrain, ladies, from doing that? But I wouldn't kick
See.
you. I didn't kick
Okay,
Gigi.
okay.
I won't do that. I'm
Okay,
just
that's
saying,
all I
I'll
need
just
to know.
tell
I
you
need to know how
guys.
far I can go.
Yeah, I'll just tell you guys, hey, that doesn't mean I want you to do it, Zora. But I'm just saying, I
See,
would
look at
say,
you. I was about to go in, but I'm
I
going
would
to
just
mute.
say,
'Cause
please, you
when-
guys, let's try to refrain from doing that. But no, I'm not going to kick you guys for that. I'm not going to do that. Oh, and to the lady that was in the comments that was calling me ghetto or whatever that just came in here, the fitness lady. Yeah, I just blocked her because I don't even know what she was on. Like, I don't even know. And for some reason, she kept calling me ghetto, and I'm not. Ghetto is not a word that I am moved by. If people been calling black women ghetto black bitches for hundreds of years, do you think that I care if you call me ghetto? Do you think that that is the that's the least thing that I would take offense to be being called, or that I have been called as a black woman? You can call me ghetto if you would like that doesn't move me. And what is ghetto? Like, accept black culture that hasn't been appropriated and made to be sanitized for white people, if that's what we want to say. And if we want to talk about ghetto as far as environments, I was raised in the suburbs, baby. I never was in the ghetto, never was experiencing anything that people stereotypically associate with quote unquote ghetto black people. So I really don't, I'm far from that. But if me expressing myself and saying that what I said is ghetto, then okay, I'll be that. You can just change it to ghetto triggered from that book. I don't care.
That's
Don't
how I
care.
feel about the word bitch. Please call me Amina, 'cause I am.
And you know
Just
what? When it
put
comes and
that
when it
in
comes to
front of
the
it.
and
The
when it
base
comes to the
word.
word bitch, it's probably just because of the way I was raised that I always associated the word bitch with like fighting words, which like if you call me a bitch, then hands have to be thrown after. And I try not to have certain discussions that I can't in an online manner, because at what point there's nothing that we can do. It's like when the guy came up when I had that live about Cartel Samuels, and he was threatening my
Yeah.
kids and threatening me and threatening my husband and threatening my life. Like in real life, I'm not even about to say nothing online. I don't take threats like that lightly. I don't play. I carry everywhere that I go. That is something that you would never be able to say in my face, threaten my life, and walk away alive. But because it was online, there was nothing that I could do except swallow it. So it's like certain things I feel like, what's the end game if we're talking about it online when we're all virtual? So it's just it's like a pointless, meritless conversation. So I would just prefer us to have conversations that can move us forward. But once again, I'm not here to stop anybody from doing anything. I respect all of you guys' rights to do whatever you want. I'm just saying, I'm just trying my best as much as I can as an imperfect individual to curate a space for women. That's it. So I may not be doing
You've
everything
done it.
right. I'm just
You've
trying.
done it. No, you've done it. You asked me, a question, so I was going to be truthful and say that if someone's acting like a bitch or being a bitch, but just not saying bitch or calling somebody a bitch, it's still a bitch. That's all I'm saying. That's
I,
the only thing.
I
That
can understand that. I get what you're saying. I do. I
yeah.
get the point that you're making as well. I do. Like I said, I see what everybody's saying, and there are some points that I agree with you guys and all of that. But I'm still, the reason why I'm not saying more, I guess I would say, is just because I'm trying to maintain being unbiased
I
here.
see you. I'm on mute.
So
I'm on mute,
that's
Trick.
all.
I see you, baby. I do see you, and I appreciate you. So I'm on mute.
All right, I got you, sis. All right, let me go up here to Full of Beauty. I think it is. Yeah, she
Yes.
had something to say.
I was just listening to the conversation, and I get what Zora and Coach, I think it's Coach T, was trying to say as far as them they're being passive aggressive, especially with like Gab. I think Gabriella. I think Gigi just came up and was like, because I seen her in the comments, she took sides with Gabriella, but I think Coach T and Zora was basically saying it's like they can tell, because I'm an energy person, so I can feel people's tone and what they're saying behind the words that they're not saying. And I can feel her Gab being funny and saying things, but you can't really, like, it's no way that you can prove it because it's not physical. It's not like them being direct. Like, I'm gonna be direct and call you a. I think Gigi just was just flown in on that and kind of got in on Amina and Gab's undertone and what she really didn't know, like what they were really trying to do. So I get both everybody's reaction, but I stand with you can't really prove that Gab was trying to be a smart, just little words she was saying, but like like she wasn't being direct. You know what I'm saying? She was just trying to be in her point, which I feel like both Coach and Zora, I'm sorry if I'm messing up y'all names, we were all saying the same thing. It's just that Gab is more, she don't have no kids and she's more thinking social. She's not thinking that biological and social can be, they both, is not a right or wrong. They both can be a reason why a man can
All right,
act this way.
I got you. Okay. I think that Gabrielle, you said you want to respond, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end this live, you guys. If it after everybody gets a chance to like speak again, go ahead, Gabrielle.
Yeah, thank you so much. I kind of want to speak to what I think is a little bit of hypocrisy here. I think for the most part, Zora and Coach T agreed with each other, which is fine. But then all of a sudden, when Gigi Cam agreed with me, and then when I agreed with a lot of stuff that Amina said, all of a sudden that was a problem. It's like, why? We're not all going to see this issue the same way. So someone in the comments said, oh, Gigi Cam just came up to agree with Gabrielle. I think Gigi Cam said some stuff that had nothing to do with me. And then she did agree with me on other stuff. But it's like, why is that a problem on the panel?
I'm not talking about you agreeing. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
hold
your
on, Full of
decisions. I'm
Beauty.
talking.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, Full of Beauty. I think this is the first day you ever came on here. Don't do that. Go ahead, Gabrielle. Never seen you before. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. And then this whole thing about passive aggressiveness and not being direct, again, I really do have to push back on that because nothing I said was passive aggressive or indirect. I said directly, I do not agree with the argument from Coach Chi and Zora about biology having this huge impact on boys' emotional regulation. I said directly that I think the majority of what impacts boys and how they move through the world is socialization. I said directly that I think if society, from parents to the friend groups that boys are in, to the teachers they come in contact with, to the adult males they are mentored by or influenced by, I said directly that I think if those forces collectively socialize boys to be emotionally healthy, to treat women and girls with respect, that the world would be a better place, that men and boys would be safer and healthier, and that girls would be safer. I don't know why someone in the comments is saying you're not going to cry now. No one's crying. Like, the root of this is that I think there is just some animosity from Coach T and Zora about me about me not agreeing with them. That's not passive aggressive. Nothing I have said has been indirect. I think I've been very clear in saying that I just have my view on it that is different from yours. And I don't have to have kids to have a view that socialization plays a huge role in how boys are raised and how they interact and what they grow up to become. So there's really no passive aggression here. I don't think Amina was passive aggressive either. I just think this whole thing of like passive aggressive just being conflated with us refusing to basically say that we agree with things we don't agree with. And So I mean, I really don't know what else I can say beyond that. I mean, I think I've been very clear and very direct, and I stand by what I said. And I still think that socialization is the primary factor that impacts boys and how they grow up and how they move through the world. So I'll just land there. But again, I really do have so much respect for the host. I just want to say thank you, and I'm really glad that I've been able to, say my piece on this one.
All right, I got you. Gabrielle. Does anybody else have anything to say? Zora, Coach T?
Can I talk? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Gigi.
Trick, thanks also for letting me respond. But people are full of beauty has a problem with me coming up to defend Gabrielle. But just like Gabrielle said, there is a lot of hypocrisy. I was talking about perception before. I didn't think Amina was being passive aggressive. We're gonna have different opinions on that, but the whole emoji thing getting blown out of proportion, and also just like Gabrielle said, I brought up many other points. I just didn't agree with biology being the main focus of and emphasis on the topic we were talking about. And I think once we disagreed with that, it was like a hit piece on Gabrielle bringing up, I guess, old stuff from old lives or old times where they thought she was being passive aggressive and trying to pass it off for now that she's being passive aggressive when both of us were fully aggressive with our points and how we feel about stuff. And Trig, I won't use the B word anymore in your lives. I have a lot of respect for your life and the space that you provide us. So I definitely won't use that word again if I can control myself. But I just want to say that just because I come up and want to call out hypocritical behavior, because when you ask someone to speak, they speak, and then you cut them off and say they're not. I felt like it was just like a manipulation. It was like a manipulation, as if we're not going to remember what just happened. I know you're going to release the live on YouTube so we can listen to the playback, but I think it's ridiculous to say that we were being passive aggressive just because I defended Gabrielle because I agreed with her point. And I didn't appreciate and like the manipulation, which they said we were doing by being passive aggressive and stuff like that. I just feel like it was trying to flip the narrative and story, and it's like, no, that's not what was happening. But I'm gonna just end it there, and on our next live I'm not gonna have any like animosity or anything. It'll end here for me.
All right, I got you, Gigi. Zora or Coach T, did either of you guys have anything to say? You there? You there, Zora? Zora?
That's a good. I like that option that she's choosing not to take it to the next live. It's really, really good. Good job. Yeah, I just that's it, Trick. Like, it is what it is. I'm holding my little piece.
Okay. All right. Coach T, did you have anything to say, sis? Or I think you had. Did you want to say anything, Coach T?
I want to say a lot of things, but I have nothing nice to say, so I won't.
Okay. All right. Okay. y'all trying y'all best to take me out my impartial bag, because the things that y'all are saying is like, it's very funny. Y'all be doing too much, and I mean this to everybody.
If he really the only phone he was. Come on now. Gabrielle don't have
Oh
a
no,
funny
I
bone in
don't
her
think so.
body.
I don't think so
Don't put
at
her in my
all. At
Gabrielle.
all.
Gabrielle is not funny. She is dry as fuck. Come on now.
Oh
Respect
my
my comedy,
goodness.
Trey. Respect my comedy. Respect
Oh
my
my
comedy.
goodness. Y'all, why are y'all doing this to me? I don't even understand it. I really don't. Why y'all
I'm on
doing
mute.
this to me? Lord have mercy. Supervillain, okay, so Supervillain has something to say. And yeah, I'm gonna end this live because y'all, oh my goodness. I'm about to go on and give me something to eat, okay? I don't know what either. Okay, go ahead, Supervillain.
Yeah, I just want to end with everyone knowing that you all bring something special to the lives, all of your different walks of life, your opinions, your views. So I'm so grateful for them. I just want to bring attention to yesterday. I said something that was out of pocket to another sister about her own mother, and we were able to I was able to apologize, and we were able to get past it. So I know, like, something like this, when it's just a disagreement of ideologies, is something that we can genuinely get past and come back tomorrow and regroup. And I just wanted to end by telling y'all this one thing, okay? We are sisters, we stand together, we make each other
You
stronger,
doing
though
too
we
much.
may not be the same, our spots are different. Different colors. I just had to bring it in because I just felt like it was that moment.
Oh
I
my
love all
goodness. I do
y'all.
remember that too, super villain yesterday. I forgot who that lady was.
It was
Um,
Rave Bay.
oh yeah. She did cheat. But you know what? I don't even really think that she really connected. I don't think that she took it personally. I don't think that she thought that you were talking about her mother. I think she thought you were just talking in generalities.
Okay. Because
But
I did
yeah.
honestly feel bad about that, Trig, now that I had thought back about it. Only because I've heard her on another one or two occasions talk about her mother, and I can tell that, she loved her mother or her mother was good to her. I just didn't. Just bringing the men into the house part was just, I really can't stand that. But y'all go listen to the replay. Check out Trig's YouTube, and I don't want to rehash that, but yeah.
But yeah,
That's
I
it.
think that's what I think it was though, honestly. I think she didn't take it personally. I don't think that she thought that you were talking to her specifically. But yeah, I did appreciate that though, that you did do that or whatever. But I just want to say, before I get up out of here, and I don't say things that I don't mean. I've said this before. Like, I really don't believe in lying. I really don't believe in like not keeping your word. I tell this to my kids that your word is the only thing that you have, that it should actually be one of the most important things to you, that you always mean what you say and do what you say, because sometimes your word is the only thing that you have. Like, I give this example all the time. Like, if somebody stole something and you was the only person there, or it looked like it could be you, but somebody might be like, oh, okay, they know that you're honest and they know that your word means something. So if you say you didn't, you didn't. So sometimes your word is the only thing that you have to go by. So your word is very important. So I want y'all to know I really take my word to mean a lot. And so when I say that I love Black women, when I say that I respect all of you ladies that are in the chat, that are in the box, I really do mean that. You know what I'm saying? I really do respect you all. I really do enjoy your company, your companionship, and us having these lives. I enjoy your perspectives, your thought processes, how your brains and your minds work. And like, of course, we are all individual Black women, and we may not always, agree on everything, or agree on all the thoughts and perspectives. And some of us may even, like Azora was saying, that it may not be the ideology, it might be the behavior or something like that, which I can acknowledge that could be going on certain times as well. But, we may not always move in a way that may be, best received by somebody else. Like, somebody else might not like the way somebody's doing something. Right? Because we're all imperfect people. But I just want to say that I still respect all of you guys. I respect all of your thought process. I respect y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Now, of course, I cannot, that my thoughts are not the thoughts of everybody else, so we all won't get along. But all I can say is, as a host, I will try my best to remain impartial. Now, if y'all say something that's funny, I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? But I will still try my best to remain impartial. Okay, for the and unbiased, so that everybody can, speak their mind. And that's the reason why I said earlier, and this isn't anybody that's on the panel right now, but I will say that there are people that come into lives a lot that I really don't like. I really don't like them. I really don't like what they say. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like it at all. But I just still don't say nothing, because I really cause like, it be so bad to certain people that I be telling my husband that I don't like. He'd be like, "Oh, she on there again, huh? Your buddy's on there." And I don't want to seem like, well, I'm talking about people, but it just be certain things that people say that just be out of pocket. I just be like, ugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I still want everybody to be able to express themselves, not just that I have to agree or I have to like you. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I love y'all. I really do. I really
Am
do.
I on,
Oh, go
am I
ahead,
on
Zora.
am I on that
Go ahead,
list,
sis.
Trick? Am I on
No,
that?
you're not. You're not.
I just want to
No, that's
practice
why I said,
passive aggressiveness. I want because I don't usually
no,
do
you're
it. But
dead. No, I'm serious. You're not on there. That's why I said
please cater to
nobody.
my emotions that are fake.
Oh, no, I'm not
Can
seeing
you
you
cater
at
to my
all.
fake
Like,
emotions right now?
or
I
are
kind
you?
of let me practice
Oh.
being a fake emotional bitch. Can you
Oh,
please,
my
Trick? Am
goodness.
I on that list? Excuse me. Hold up, excuse me.
Zora,
Trick,
stop
thank you so
it.
much for
Stop,
allowing me
stop,
to.
stop.
Okay, all
Stop.
right, I'm mute.
It's nobody on the panel for real. And it's nobody that actually is even commenting in the chat today. At least I don't think. I can't say that for sure because I didn't see everybody's comments, but everybody that was making a lot of comments, it's not y'all either. So, because if it was, I wouldn't have even said what I'm saying to y'all right now if it was anybody here. But I just only said that for you guys to know that I actually, I'm trying to practice what I preach. I'm trying my best to do what I'm asking you guys to do. So I don't want y'all to think I'm asking something of y'all that I don't require of myself. Like, I really do be trying to do that, honestly. That's all I'm saying. But no, it's not anybody here. No, it's not you, Chilotam. I love you. And Zora, you know what? Zora is very funny to me because the way you say things, the way you deliver things that you have to say, even if I don't agree, it's still very entertaining, and I love to hear it. So yeah. But once again, I appreciate all of you guys. I want to say all of the ladies that are currently in the box, Miss Supervillain, you all always know that it's love, and I'm always happy to see you and hear your thoughts. Gigi Cam, I appreciate you. Love to hear your thoughts and your perspective. Gabrielle, I love to hear your thoughts and perspectives. If there are things that you've said that I have definitely agreed with, things that you've said that I have disagreed with, but I still appreciate your perspective nonetheless. Coach T, you know, I always love to hear your thoughts and your perspectives and the way you talk about like emotional intelligence and healing and all of that. I appreciate that as well. I hear the things that you say, and a lot of things that you say, I follow your page. I be like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I never thought about things that way. And I appreciate that as well. And of course, Zora, I appreciate you as well too. The things that you say, the way you deliver them. I appreciate all of you ladies. I really do, and I respect y'all greatly. Now, as far as full of beauty, this is your first time here, so I don't know you to make it a statement on who you are, but I do appreciate you coming up here today and expressing your thoughts and your perspectives as well. And I hope I get a chance to see you again as well. Matter of fact, didn't you say in the comments? I forgot. Did you say you had wanted to say something? I can give you a minute if you had something to say, full of beauty, or did you still want to talk? Okay, let me see if I can turn your mic on. Yo, okay. Oh shoot, I think I might have cut up. Okay, yeah, go ahead, full of beauty.
Y'all
Okay,
hear?
y'all can hear you.
Okay. I just want to say thank you, host, for letting me participate in your live. I wanted to just say I am fully supportive of what you're doing and giving us Black women a chance to speak and be our true authentic selves. I was definitely not picking anybody's side. I observed. I was here for the live before the Gigi got on, and I just listened, and I can see I'm an energy person, so I can feel. Also, I just want to say that everybody is amazing, and we have to just stick together as a whole, as a culture, as a people. Stick together. I'm all for mental health and sticking together as Black women. And so I just appreciate you letting me get on it live, and thank you. And y'all have a blessed day.
All right, sis, no problem. And once again, hopefully I will see you again and get a chance to have a conversation with you again. All right, you guys. Once again, you guys can let me know how often you want me to have like boy mom topics or whatever, because it's a lot of as I was going down this boy mom rabbit hole, it's a lot of women that have assisted their sons in the unaliving of women. And it's a lot. It's a lot of white women too that have done this. So I don't know if this is something that you guys want to talk about in the future, or if it's like maybe a little too controversial. Y'all let me know. But I going down like the black femicide or even whitey femicide rabbit hole. Yeah, it's a lot of mothers that have helped their sons unalive women, which is really crazy. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just like, why would you do that? Like, I don't even, because if I had a son, and I'm telling you going to jail. What is that? Y'all ever seen that viral bus when the bus driver, I think the chick has spit on the bus driver or whatever, and he was like, you going to jail now. You going to jail now. Y'all ever seen? Never mind. Let me stop. All I'm saying is definitely, I'm snitching for sure. You going to jail. Period. I am not going. All right. Period. All right. That's all I got to say. You have something to say, Zora?
I'm just, you cracking me up. I think in order to have it, because I want to have it, but I used to not even do it because, like Coach T said, you're going to have to either take the BITCH off like, you're going to have to like Lex that rule, because it's going to come up, because they're going to act like that because it's a boy mom, as opposed to a mother of a son. I'll say that. But yeah, I would love to have it. I think either we'll have to do a little more comedy or because people are not, they don't play about them, about that label. What higher label is it for a woman than to be a boy mom? There's nothing higher. There's nothing better.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think I made a boy mom video. I put boy moms from hell. I think it was last week, and I had to block a few women. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, wow, okay, I didn't expect that. It's very weird. But anywho, I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't know if I'll come back today, but I'll definitely come back tomorrow with another topic, and I hope to see all of you guys at that time. And once again, I just want to say I do love you guys, and I do respect y'all. And Chilotem said, did you want to talk about Tyler the Creator? You know, Tyler the Creator is a raccoon, a self-hating raccoon. And to be honest with you, the things that he said about black women and about like black people, to see that man get on, I think it was Larry King, and say that he didn't understand why white people couldn't call black people the N-word with the R on it, but just because their skin is different, ignoring the whole nuance and what, why the N-word is even. I was like too through. I don't even really know what else that I can say about Tyler the Creator other than that he's a sick, twisted, disgusting, misogynistic piece of scum. I don't even know if I could even say the things that I would want to say about him and not get banned or something like that. But I think he's scum, and I thought he's scum for a long time. Even how he used to be so against I guess the word is queer. Like, is that the word people use now? Queer men, and how he would talk about violence against queer men only to come out as queer himself. Why would you initiate violence against people in a community, your own community? That's so crazy. That's so nuts to me. Like, you knew you was queer that whole time, and you over here advocating for the violence of people that are like you. Strange, unusual, psychotic behavior. Yeah, like I just think he's scum all the way around. Like he's a terrible human being for real. And
A
I
boy,
really, huh? What'd you say, Zora?
he's a boy. He's the product of a boy mom.
Is he?
And I that's he is. I'm tying it to your topic
You
because he
breaking up?
is, which is why. Okay, let me. I'm still breaking.
No, I hear you now. I hear you
They're
now.
not trying to. They're not trying to let me be great over here. Um, I was saying he's the product of a boy mom. His mother, who I think I found out is biracial. His dad is an immigrant, like Coach T said. Yeah. So, and his mother poured into him the way that Kanye's mother poured into him, and she taught him all these little tactics and skills, and you know what I'm saying. So it's like I'm just saying that like it's very odd that we think we can raise our sons out of the culture. It's very really weird to me. Um, because no matter what you do now, and it's just the reason I'm struggling with him is because of how black people particularly give him a pass. So it's not him. It's that they think that either it's a YN, right, or it's Tyler the Creator. What other? Do you see what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
that's the part that bothers me. It really irritates me. Even the people sharing their stories saying, "Oh, well, mine's is not a YN. They're respectable." It's like respectable based on YT standards, or not being a soldier or a warrior. You got to be a goon. How you not a goon and are you a BOK boy? What does that look like? To not be a goon is to go around saying, "Well, Larry David, why can't white people use the hard ER?" Do you see them? Like it's like, how are you going to undo that? What are we talking? His mother loved him. She taught him how to fight. She taught him how to stick up for bullies. She taught him all kinds of skill sets, how to cry. He talks about it because I said there's something about him that I want to see because he is, I don't care what we say, he's what we think a good man is. If he would shut up, if he didn't say what he said, we would think he's a good man.
I actually
Yeah.
understand exactly what you're saying. You're talking about the way that he
Okay.
presents and the way that he speaks and stuff like that. I understand exactly what you mean. I do. And I don't think that you're wrong. I do think that because now so much of his behavior is now put on Front Street, that may be that may change for him. Not for men that present like him, but for him specifically. Because the things that I was made aware of that he has said and done, I was flabbergasted by it. Like, honestly, I watched somebody do a compilation of racist things that he had said. It was 2 minutes long. And it was 2 minutes of pure hell. I could not believe it. I was like, wow. He was talking about, like, it was just crazy. like the things he was saying about black women, black men, unaliving black women, unaliving queer people, like, and a community that he's a part of, which is crazy. Like he said a whole lot of stuff that was wild and reckless, and I couldn't believe that it went so much under the radar. And so I don't know what he
He
has
was
done or who.
banned. He was
I don't
banned
know.
in
Oh, go
either
ahead.
Italy or I don't know if it was Italy or Australia. He was banned from a country for doing a show. He made a whole big deal about it because the country stood on business about the misogyny against white tea women specifically. Like he was saying something about women that was misogynistic. He didn't put BOK in front of it. So of course, you know, they like, oh no, not on our watch. And he got banned from the country, because those women did not play.
That's
He
crazy.
called someone they was like in, I think it was Australia, if I'm not mistaken, because he made a campaign to who the black community to get him out of that situation, where he had called a white woman in the audience a bitch, and she was not having it. He was like saying some like sexual, assault kind of stuff to her, and they banned him from the country. So now, so he's, that's what I'm saying. That's the best of the emotionally literate, because he's emotionally literate. He's emotionally literate. He's creatively expressive, and yet he's a bum. So it doesn't. That's why we have to contend with male nature, not just giving them the lexicon. Because his mother again gave him the lexicon from an educated point of view and from a psychological point of view, to be able to express his emotions, to state them, to articulate them. And he is a whole full-blown misogynist and self-hating, like you said, all the stuff that I can't say on here because we've already used a lot of words. So that part, that's what I wanted to like. It's just, it's
Yeah.
underneath the boy mom category. That's all I'm saying.
All right, all right. I got you, Zora. I appreciate that perspective. All right, you guys. Chilotem, at least we talked about Tyler, the creator, a little bit for you, sis. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Once again, I hope you guys have a great day, and I love all of y'all. And yeah, I hope that this conversation was productive in some way. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.